Where are my damn headphones? My headphones. What the heck? What in the mother fluffer is going on here? Wait a second. I can't hear myself. Oh, you son of a bee. Hold on a second. Well, this isn't going to work. Hello, hello. Oh, you piece of crap. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me because I can't hear myself. What the hell's going on here? Son of a fucking biscuit. All right, I'm going to have to restart my computer. Damn it. Hold on, guys. Wait, hold on a second. I just want to wait until Alicia's in here. I mean, I really don't need to hear myself, but I can't hear myself. I don't know. I really guess I don't. But if should I decide to play something on here, I cannot. But anyway, Happy New Year to everybody. Tiffany, TX Tiffany 420, that is. Living Life, Andy Cruz. I'm just going to wait 2 seconds for Alicia to come in here. Um, anyway, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. No, yeah, like, no, not like really an echo, but typically I'll hear myself just talking and I don't hear myself at all. And it just kind of feels actually weird doing this on here without being able to hear myself for some reason. So, fucking, I don't know why it just does that every once in a while. Apparently, StreamYard. So, check this out. To simplify, and by the way, I'm losing my voice a little bit. Hey, Mercedes, girl, Happy New Year to you too. I hope everybody made it through the like holiday season good. I know it's rough for a lot of you guys. So, I am, kind of happy that's over with, right? And I'm sure other people feel the same way. Happy New Year to you, CK, everybody that's kind of coming in. So check this out. To simplify our structure, and by the way, I'm kind of losing my voice, so if you hear me, like you hear me, I don't know. I just woke up this morning and my voice is a little hoarse. So, to simplify our structure and support long-term improvements to StreamYard, StreamYard Inc., the company that previously provided your service, has been merged into its parent entity, Bending Spoons US Inc. That means starting on January 1st, 2026, your service is now being provided by Bending Spoons. Like, I don't even know what that means. I guess they merged. Happy New Year. Hello, Erie. Hello, Living Life. Oh, you were sick? That sucks. That sucks. A lot of people are sick. Yeah, I'm happy it's all over too. We were away. We just got back yesterday. So we went down, to visit my family, my husband's family. And that was really nice for 5 days, I think we were there. And then on the way back, my son had a game, so we stopped. It worked out. It just all worked out. So we left. Not that we left. Christmas was what, on a Thursday? Oh my god, I don't even remember now. It feels like it was so long ago. We were down there for my son's birthday. You guys know his birthday's New Year's Eve, and we left on Saturday morning. So we left last Tuesday. We drove, and then we were there, and we came home yesterday. So I was gone almost a week. Almost, not really, but um, when you're away from home. You know what else is weird? Like, why am I like this little box? Oh my god, where'd it go? Hold on a second. What is going on with this shit? I don't know. This thing's all sorts of crazy. Hey, chick, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Yeah, Bending Spoons, right? Isn't that weird? Weird name for a company. So hey, Lab, how you doing, girl? Good to see everybody shuffling in. I feel like I haven't been live for so long because I haven't. I think the last time, yeah, the last time I went live had to be like a couple of days before Christmas, right? And here we are in 2026. So this is my first live of the year. And what do you call it? Yeah, girl, I feel ya. My son's hockey team had to cancel their appearance out of town because the tournament. Oh my god! Because the majority of the team had COVID. Lindsay, I didn't know your son played hockey. That's cool. Um, dude, we've been there before. Yeah, the flu is kicking people's asses. Right? The last time I went live was last year. So we had a good Christmas. I mean, like, we just kind of stayed home and, just hung out, me, my husband, and my son, because we were obviously going away. Uh, and then, we could have left on Christmas, but I don't know. My son's still, like, obviously he's a teenager now, guys. He's officially a teenager. Like, that's it. Like, no more child. He's a teen. So, Oh, that's so awesome. So yeah, we stayed home with, I was like, I don't know. I can't imagine like not being home on Christmas. Like my other brother-in-law, he went Christmas Day, so we kind of missed each other this year. Usually we try to all go at the same time, but we missed them. They went earlier and we went later because it lined up with Jesse's game on the way back. So it was like a halfway point basically for his game from my in-laws house to the game. So it all worked out in our with our schedule and everything, but they had to go earlier, so we missed each other. But they leave on Christmas morning because they have older kids. I was like, I don't know, Jesse's still young. Like, I don't want to leave on Christmas Day. I also don't want to be in the car all day on Christmas. So I was like, we try to go down after. They used to come up here, but his parents are getting older, so like they're not gonna make the drive. Like it just doesn't even make sense. So it's like easier for us to go. So we've been going down there for the last couple of years, which is cool. But it sucks also having, family just so far away. Like I never had to deal with that. My family all lived in New York. My furthest like family member lives like what I call upstate. It's not even upstate. It's Westchester County. So it's a pretty big, uh it's not that far. It's like an hour and a half, but I couldn't imagine living like hours and hours and hours away from my family. So it's like really hard to get to see, family when they're not in the same state as you. So um, yeah. Wait, what happened? Who can't play? I had COVID 4 weeks ago and now the flu. Oh my God, I worked a 12-hour shift with 101 fever. Damn, Lab, are you a nurse or are you well, don't say what you are if you don't want to. But holy shit, girl. Holy shit. Oh, there's Alicia. Is she in here? Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna give you a link and then I'm gonna restart my computer. So I mean not a link. I'm gonna give you a wrench. I didn't even realize that you didn't have one because I don't see who has the wrenches. It doesn't show you on StreamYard, so I had no idea that some of the people didn't have them. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, where are you? There you are. Let me get you real quick. Add as a moderator. Standard, right? And all right, we're good. All right, let me now go on my phone. I want to restart my thing because I don't like the way this feels. I can't hear myself. And then if I wanted to play something, which I don't think I really don't plan to right now, but if I just happen to, I can't. I won't be able to hear it. So, you know what it is? I think I unplugged my microphone and it just like fucks your computer up. I don't know. But this thing takes forever to restart because every time I restart. Hey, Andy Cruz, did you ever get your package? Sorry, I just interrupted myself. Every time you restart this computer, it like does updates and then it takes a while. All right, let me just get on my phone real quick and then because there's something and then there's a reason why I'm trying to get. Oh, you know what, dude? I just realized I can see if you have a wrench in here. Because now that I just gave you the wrench, it's showing me that you have a wrench. Why have I never fucking noticed that? That's so fucking weird. Hello, Marlena. Um, I'm trying to see if there's anybody. Hey, Brantley. I just gotta call you Brantley, dude. I'm sorry. Like that's your name. I almost said Studson because that's what it's showing, but that's not your name. Like you're. Oh, good. She liked it. Awesome, Andy. I just hope they got there before Christmas, or at least in time for you to see her. All right, so let me get on here real quick and remove this one, and I'm gonna restart. Oh my God, you hear me? All right. Okay, let me restart this now so that I can fucking come back and hear myself. So, you're awesome, great stuff you sent me. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys can hear me? Oh my God. Like pick up on anything. Anyway, there's like 50 of you guys in here now, and if Alicia's in here, she's gonna share. I'm sure you guys heard. I don't even feel like I'm so uncomfortable even just saying this right now. And I'm sure most of you guys heard about, Tiffany's son passing away. Unfortunately, I think it was the day before. Oh my God, the day prior to yesterday. I just like my heart is fucking just broken for her, dude. I don't even have the words to say. I'm reading all your guys' beautiful messages and everything. And, I think Benny made a post and a couple of people posted. I know Diane did. I think Tracy did. And by the way, if you're listening and, I don't care if you're a friend or foe right now, you're more than welcome to come in the chat. Swords are down for everybody right now. Just, I think it's important for the whole community to be. So when she's ready to come back, Tiffany, I think it's very important for people to just be there and support her, because she's going through the most unimaginable pain in the world right now, and oh God, it's fucking terrible, dude. So she has a GoFundMe. Am I going in and out? Oh my God, I hope not. Hold on a second. Can you guys hear me? Fuck. I hope you guys can hear me. Just let me know. Because the last comment I see is Cheyenne saying it's coming in and out. So I don't know if she means my voice or what. So hold on. I'm going to just pause for a moment and wait for another one of you guys to comment. Because I don't want to mess this up. Just let me know. Why is my chat not moving? Right? I'm waiting for, because my fucking internet sucks. So I don't know if it's my internet or my chat or you guys aren't chatting. I mean, it was moving on my computer. So I don't know, dude. This fucking thing's so second. And Alicia, if you can hear me, okay, there we go. It just like took a second to update. Yeah, Alicia's sharing her GoFundMe. That's her GoFundMe. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure who's collecting, but like that's her approved. Like she said, we could share it. GoFundMe. So that's for, she's been through a lot. She's traveling and just everything. So I'm not typically anybody who shares these things, but for her, because I know Tiffany and I was friends with her, and like I know as a person, Tiffany is not the type of person to like just take. Trust me. Out of all the people I've met on here, she's the last one. She's the type of person that'll probably starve before she asks strangers for money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and trust me, as a mother, she was a mother who would feed her kid and starve herself. You know what I'm saying? Before she asked people for money. So, I would never put it out. I know that Tiffany's not she's not a scammer, dude, basically. So, please, if you can, if you guys talk to other people, just share it out. If you can, if you can spare even a couple of dollars. I'm not personally, a fan of sharing these, but for her I will, because I know her personally. Like I had a friendship with her and talked to her, and I know a lot about her personally. So I know that she's not the type of person that would ever ask for money unless it was like, she was in need. So, and obviously, given her circumstances and all the traveling and everything she's been doing over the last couple of months and whatnot, I'm sure she's in the hole right now. So, yeah, if you can, if you could give, if not, if there's other people that you're friendly with from our community. I think Benny Keys shared it. So if you miss it in the chat after this live, just, hey, ZZ, Happy New Year. Maybe you could share it or whatever, or grab it off of his page. He wrote a really nice post, which again was, approved by her to talk. And I wouldn't speak on any of this unless I knew it was like, okay. So, Alicia's talking to her. I reached out to her, privately, but so, I just feel awful, dude. So if there's anything you guys, Chasing shared it too. Okay. Awesome.
I mean, I could put it on my community page when this is over too, but I just, I just want to put it out there, dude. My heart's broken for her, dude. I don't even have like the right words to say. This is like one of those situations where you just know that there's just nothing you could say to help. And I'm reading everybody else's stuff and I'm like, wow, some people really like say such good stuff. I'm not like religious, so I don't go down that route you know, with that kind of stuff. I've seen some really beautiful things said. I can't, that's just not me. But I just, if she needs people to talk to, I'm here. She has my phone number. I heard back from her. I was happy to hear back from her because I really wasn't expecting to. I just know how it is those first couple of days. It's like you're just overwhelmed and in shock. And, so I didn't want to bother her, but at the same time, I just wanted her to know, because when all is said and done, yeah, we had our issues on here, but like, I had a great friendship with her when we were friends. I felt Tiffany was like actually very cool to talk to. We had great conversations. I think I've always said that, so, it's like I can't like I just wouldn't even feel right as a human being not reaching out to her, because we did have that connection for such a long time, with each other. So, um, yeah, just fucking terrible. Yeah, exactly. At least I knew it was gonna be like a battle for him, you know. And this is just it is so hard, dude. I can't even put myself in her shoes right now. Like I just it's just unimaginable. But I'm gonna say this. She's like one strong girl. She really is. And in time, I think she will take this and turn it into Tiffany's just that type of person. I feel like she'll find some way to turn this into an honor for her son. You know what I'm saying? A way to honor her son, like doing it, whether it's like helping other people in some way, educating other people in some way, in time when she's ready, she will do that. So, um, she's strong. I know in time. Wow. Oh, low lately. Holy shit. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. That's amazing to see you in here. Wow. How are you? Wait, lately, weren't you also dealing with like some illness or something? My God, it's great to see you. Yeah, Tiffany, like when it comes to medical stuff, I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. When it comes to medical stuff, I remember when we were friends, like it was funny because I tell Tiffany, I'd be like, oh, my head hurts. She'd be like, I'm just giving an example. This isn't exactly what she'd say, but she'd be like, you know, lay down, put a hot compress on your head, like take this, eat this, drink water. Like she's very like nurturing in that sense and good like that. And she has like such a really good understanding of medical stuff, like almost to the point where you're like, dude, did you go to like, I don't know, medical school or something? Like she really does. And let me tell you, that probably really helped her in this whole, battle with her son because, like, dude, it's a roller coaster when you're going through talking to doctors and, like, you know, when I went, through like when my mom was sick, I know it's not exactly the same, but, my mom, like, it was like, my mom obviously is an adult, so she obviously was able to talk to doctors herself still. My whole point is like there became a point in time where my mom wasn't able to advocate for herself. You need an advocate when you're sick like that, really do. You can't go through it by yourself because especially when you're terminally ill or you're in an advanced stage of an illness, you need somebody to advocate for you because you're so consumed as a patient with everything else that's going on, your aches, your pains, your feelings, you know what I'm saying? That it's very hard for you to get in the doctor's office, answering questions. And I don't think a lot of doctors realize that, like, you know, I hate to say this, but I think doctors, in a sense, look at us like, we're just like another business, like another patient. From what I understand, because she's come in here and shared with us that she had great doctors. And I know her, she went and found the best doctors. Like that didn't just stumble upon her. Like she advocated in the best way. She's the person you'd want advocating for you, is what I'm trying to say. If you're if you're sick. And the doctors, like, they don't explain things to you all the time the way that it should probably be explained, because they just don't have the fucking time to sit there with you and explain every little detail. So you got to do a lot of like homework and research on your own. Like, I remember when my mom was sick, I had to go pick up this MRI thing, and I went home that night and I like transcribed it on the internet because it was all written in like a doctor language. It's just it's really crazy, and it happens. Everything just happens so fast. Um, and so, but she like got a really good understanding of this shit. I kind of do too, not as good as her, but my mom got sick as I was like a little kid. She had, her kidneys failed. So like I kind of had to grow up quick in that sense and understand those things when I was really, really young. So, you know, some people are like, I hate to use her as an example, but Laura, she's like medically ignorant. You could tell, like, she really doesn't understand how like things work, how biology and chemistry and shit works in your body. When it comes to disease and how it affects you, and you know and by the way, don't give that fucking asshole any attention in here, please, with any of her bullshit. Just don't. I know we're all I know we all saw the same thing. Don't even Let's just not even go there. Fuck her. But you know what I'm saying? Some people are medically ignorant in that sense, and it's like really hard to follow. And she's young, man. Tiffany's younger than me, dude. She's a young girl still. So, going through that, I don't care how old we are. Yeah, we're adults, but you're still young in a sense, right? By herself going through that, God bless her, man, really. So, yeah, don't even give her the fucking attention. Any of the assholes. There's a few. Don't even, just don't. There's people that need attention that they don't fucking deserve. It's sick. Sick fucking people. And I hope people open their eyes to see that. That's all I could say. Sick fucking people. But yeah, a good advocate on your side is like key in a situation like this. And, I sympathize with her obviously in that sense too, because you just like, you question yourself the whole way. You never know if you're doing the right thing or doing enough, or, then unfortunately, if somebody, that you're caring for passes away, you then start questioning, did I do the right thing? Did I, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And it's like, you go through this whole mental fucking process in your head. I know a couple of you guys could like understand this. Exactly, Mercedes girl. I was just going to say, like, I'm sure you went through this, you took care of your mom for way longer than any of us here can imagine, dealing with that situation. And it's just hard. So, and the worst part is standing by and just, that video she made a couple of months back just really fucking hit me in my soul, because it's like, dude, all the money in the world, all the love in the world cannot change things sometimes, dude. That's like such a fucking sad reality that we as humans just have to face. So I'm sorry to hear that, living life. I second guessed myself for a long time, and then I just realized, like, I did everything I could do. I know that, but there was some things that I look back on, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done it. Even with my dad 20 years ago, I look back and I'm like, maybe we shouldn't have even fucking gave him any treatment. Because sometimes I wonder, did the treatment make him worse? Because like, I don't know, I know a lot of you guys probably dealt with people with cancer, but it's like, it's so weird the way it creeps up on you. You'll be fine one day, all of a sudden you get diagnosed. And like for a lot of people, I know it's like this with a lot of people, it just goes sideways real quick, everything changes real quick. And you're like, what happened? So that's what makes you kind of question things, because they're like, this person was fine up until they got diagnosed, right? And then they started doing all these things, and then it went down hill fast. Like, it doesn't make sense. These things that are supposed to help are not helping, you know? So don't second guess yourself, because I'm sure you did enough, and more than enough. It's just hard because it's really confusing and it happens so quick. And like, we're not I know me, I don't deal with change very well, especially now after, losing my mom. Like I don't deal with change good at all. In fact, I'm scared of change with a lot of things, So, um, you know, it's hard to adjust as you're going through something when things are happening so fast. But at the same time, you'll be amazed how fast you do adjust to different things, while you're going through them. You're just like, all right, well, this is the next hill we got to climb. Let's just climb over it. And then we'll get to the next hill, and then we'll get to the next hill. So I also think it's mind over matter. It is. It is. It really is. The important thing is, and I feel like this is so hard to see. It's so hard to see when you're, fresh into like losing somebody in your life. Um, the thing that keeps me going personally is I just keep telling myself, like, life is so short and it's so fragile, right? It can change in a second. So you kind of have to think of the ones we lost and live your life for them. You know what I'm saying? In honor of them, to like live for them because they can't be here. And I really do believe that we'll see our loved ones again one day. I pray that that's the case. Um, so that keeps me going, but it takes a long, long time, long time. I have a lot of people that reach out to me like privately who lost people and, close to them. And it's like, I look back because I'm like, oh my God, this person's just fresh going into this like grief stage, and it's brutal. It is so brutal to go through. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it might not seem like that in the beginning, but there is. There truly is. It might not ever seem like it might take years, but you kind of have to keep telling yourself this is kind of like not temporary because that's a bad way to say it. It's not temporary because you're going to carry it with you for the rest of your life. But in a sense, some of it is temporary. The feelings that you're feeling, the intensity, because what happens is as time goes on, you know, your mind just adjusts to things, and that's why usually they say the last stage of grief is the like that. What my grief counselor said is the adjustment, phase. I suggest everybody goes and sees a grief counselor. I think it's very beneficial, you know. But yeah, the first days, months, even years can be very hard. I just know when she's ready to, come back on here and everything and mingle. There's so many women here that could support her. I honestly, like, you guys probably don't realize it. Many of you guys helped me because when I started making those videos with my mom, it really truly helped me. It helped me process everything. Um, and then talking to so many of you guys personally and behind the scenes and people that email me, like, you just know that you're not alone. And sometimes that's all you fucking need to know in the world is like, hey, I've been through what you've been through and you're not alone. You know, you're not alone. So there might not be people that went exactly through what you went through, but there's people who understand what you're going through, and to just hear that sometimes helps a lot, to know that you're not by yourself. You're not alone. You might feel alone, but you're not alone. It helps. It really does. My mother had to see one. Yeah. I mean, so like I said, just if you guys, see Alicia's putting the GoFundMe in there, just, you're more than welcome to click on it and help her out. Ugh, I'm just heartbroken. I don't even like, I'm not going to sit here and try to say nice words. I just, I'm just praying for her right now. That's it. Like, for strength. That's all I can do at this point is pray for strength, right? To get through the next weeks, days, months, years, because it's hard, dude. It's a hard road. Like, anybody that's going to sit here and lie and be like, you'll be okay. And you will, at some point in time, you'll get better, but it takes a really fucking long time. And like, I feel like it's good to be realistic with yourself and know that change is hard, but learn to go slowly, be afraid. I always tell people when they like, contact me with this kind of stuff, like I'm not a grief counselor of any sort, but I can only speak from my own experience, obviously. Um, be patient with yourself. Because I feel like so many people, they just want to, and I did it too, you just want to rush yourself out of the process and you can't, dude, you know, and you have to understand that and be patient with yourself and then give yourself time and like allow yourself to feel your feelings and go through the process, even if it hurts, because it's gonna hurt like hell. you'll I feel like if you deal with it, you will deal with it eventually, and then you'll come out on the other side. And it's not that you can't. It's not like, oh, I'm healed. No, it's that you learn how to deal with it better. It's like you learn how to cope better over time. So it's not like, oh, I'm not upset anymore. No, you're still fucking upset. You just have to learn how to cope with it and put it in its place. Where there's a time and place, and then you start being able to live life where you're memor it's all good. It's all good memories. I don't even think about my mom's illness anymore in that part. I think about the good times only now, and that's the hard part, is because in the beginning you're going back through everything that you've been through and all the stuff that happened and the feelings. And once you process through that part of it, which is long, could take years, then you get out on the other side and you put all that stuff away and you try not to think about it. Of course, it's going to creep up on you every once in a while, but, you got to give yourself that kind of grace to uh, deal with it, feel the feelings. There you go, easy. I'm here for anyone going through hard times. I mean, same, any of you guys. I always tell you, if you ever need a friend, um, I'm a friend. I don't care what it is. I always keep everybody's emails private. I don't talk about them. You tell me something personal about your family. I know a lot of people's personal stuff I don't share, So if you just need a shoulder to cry on, I don't even care if you email me anonymously. If you just need to get it out, because sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's just to get it out. And then you're like, oh, I feel better after that. You're going, it's rough, dude. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Lisa. Really, it's a reality check, with some of the things in in your life. So they always say, don't sweat the small stuff, and when you think about that saying, sometimes you're like, oh, whatever. But it's true, because they're like, there's a lot of things in life that could happen that could be, you know, just so far out of your control that like small little things really don't matter. And of course, they're still going to, but I will have to watch Lippies. What's that? I need to respond. Oh, Mercedes girl, don't worry about that. I will say the one thing I don't want to, Tiffany, I know she, and I always have said this, she comes from a great family, and I think that's going to really help her, get through this. She has a great family behind her, so she's she's going to have to lean on them hard, now, but she'll they'll be there for each other, and they're going to have to all carry each other through it. So she's lucky for that. Very lucky. She comes from a great family. Lana Del Rey had mentioned Lippy did one. Wait, but who's Lippy? I don't know who that is. She's loved by so many. Yeah, she has a great support system for sure. So, and it's really important, dude. It is, to go through and have people, whether it's friends, and trust me, you'll find support in the weirdest places sometimes. Take it. Like when you're, because my support system, unfortunately, like when I went through losing my mom, my support system through my whole life was my family. But then, that changed. And I was like, oh my God, but it's weird. I found like support in other people and other places. So many things help me through the process, like weird things, like I don't know, fish keeping helped me for some reason. I took up fish keeping, and I don't know why. I was never into like fish, but it helped me through the process somehow. Sounds weird, but like those little things, I truly feel like things are put in your way, like after, as like maybe it's just a distraction, and that's the distraction you need. But like I feel like those certain things get put in your path for a reason. Even YouTube, maybe help me get through things like at the time. It all gets put in your path for a reason. Just take advantage of those things and just go with it, Because when I look back now, I'm like, who the fuck would have thought fish keeping would have helped me? I had like 10 fish tanks at one time, but you know what? Kept me busy. It was the whole process of going through, like, going to the fish store, picking out, little fish and putting the tanks together. And I don't know, it kept my mind busy, dude. It kept my mind off of things. Hey, Mandy. Mandy, you wrote something really nice. I was like, wow. I don't have words like that, especially when I'm talking. I feel like I'm much better in writing, but not like that. After both my parents died, I started woodworking, building simple boxes. And that's great, because like that's like what I'm saying. Just some weird shit might just come into your life, just go with it, keep yourself occupied, busy doing something, because it helps, I remember days like, dude, I remember days feeling like I was never going to feel creative again, or, want to do anything. And you kind of have to push yourself. That's the thing. You have to push yourself too. And that's hard. It's just like with anything in life, right? If you want to lose weight, your weight's not just going to fall off your body. You have to push yourself to get through the weight loss journey, right? You have to push yourself to discipline yourself. And it's kind of like the same thing, because your mind is so powerful, dude, that your mind fucks with you more than anything. So it's like you're almost like, in a sense, you're like fighting your own mind. Because it's like nobody wants to feel sad all the time, but then you don't know how to feel. You're just like, I can't feel happy. I don't want to feel happy. I feel guilty feeling happy for like years, you know? Such a fucked up feeling, man. Really is. And you know what it is? There is people, but you feel like everybody's judging you too. Because you're like, well, if I smile, people are going to be like, oh, you don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel like people are like looking at you like, oh, I just didn't know how to act, dude. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to be. I felt like everything I was doing was wrong, no matter what it was. If I was sad, I was like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm like too sad, and then you don't want to burden everybody. It's fucked up, dude. You're going through this mental warfare in your head, and it is a long process. Long process. We are here, whether you're still or want to talk about it. Yes, we are here for all of you. Exactly. The oddest thing could be very, very therapeutic. I honestly start hemming clothes, a needle and thread. Ooh, I want to send you some of my clothes. Could do wonders for me. That's what I'm saying. Like the weirdest things to keep your brain going. Start diamond painting or something. I'm serious. Like sometimes those little mindless tasks like that just like are therapeutic and help you. Really help you. I get excited when I find old wood and think, dude, that's pretty cool, NC guy. Do you sell this stuff? Because that sounds fucking awesome. I have woodworking tools. My brother-in-law like gifted me all his like woodworking tools when he moved. And I still like I'm scared to use them. Not all of them. He gave me like a router box, a table saw, which I'm very afraid of. That thing is fucking scary. Uh he gave us a snowblower, which we finally got to use, because where he was going, they don't need snowblowers. But you know, so he gave me a bunch of really cool stuff, all these router bits. I did try the router a little bit, but I don't, you know what it is? I don't have the word. I want a scroll saw really bad to like cut out shapes and stuff. I gotta get on that. Harbor Freight. Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. I just want to stop by and say hello. I'm gonna listen while I finish getting everything put up. Good to see everybody. All right, thanks, Mandy. Thank you, thank you. Diamond paint, cross stitch. Yeah, dude. Stupid little things like that are so helpful when you're going through something, anything, you know? But certainly while you're grieving and just going through. I felt so heavy hearted yesterday all morning because I was just like, dude, no, like see, like I'm not religious to begin with, but this is the stuff that happens, and you're like, there's no way there's a God. There's just no fucking way. There's no way. That's how I feel. I don't know if everybody feels like that. Some people may feel differently, but that's how I feel. I just like, why? Why does this happen? It's so hard to wrap your head around. Like, just fucking crazy. Establishing scholarships helped me a lot. See, that's really nice because you're helping others out in honor, and that's what I was saying before. I was just talking about this with a friend of mine about, um, you know, she was talking about how sad it is in the hospital, when people are sick, and she's like, I want to start volunteering. And I was telling her how when my mom was in the hospital for like the last 2 months of her life, I mean, I spent so much time at the hospital. I felt like I practically, was a piece of furniture there. It was like, you learn a lot of things. Hospitals are interesting. It totally made sense to me why there's so many like hospital shows. You know what I'm saying? Like on TV, because I'm like, dude, there's so many different things going on. And it's like there's all these different stories of all, like, everybody walks in that place and has a story. There was this lady that came in my mom's room, and she had Alzheimer's, and she was young, and the family lost her. Like, they couldn't find her, and somehow she got picked up and brought to the hospital. And so, like, the family came in while I was there. And it was like the saddest thing, dude, to watch. The family coming in, they were all crying because they were so worried about her. And she was young. She was like, she had to be in like her early 50s. Like, that's young to be in an advanced stage like that. Like she was, to the point where she's like wandering and doesn't know where she is. And oh my God, it was so fucking sad, dude. So sad. But the worst thing to me was, this still bothers me to this day when I think about it. There's a lot of elderly people that go into the hospital, and like, you know, a lot of them, like, their families are, their spouses are passed away. They're by themselves, right? Probably a neighbor called the hospital, or they used their little life alert thing, and that's how they ended up there. And their kids live out of state, or their kids are, somewhere far away, and they're just sitting in the hospital staring at the fucking walls, dude. And the fucking hospital, this shit pisses me off, does not give them a TV to even watch. So, like, they're just sitting there staring at, like, the waterfall, like, screensaver with the music playing, because that's all they can watch on TV. And it is so sad, because I'm like, how could the TV? I offered to pay for one lady's TV, and the hospital wouldn't let me do it, which I thought was fucking absolutely crazy. They're like, oh, it has to be on your account, and I'm like, dude, I'm giving you $20. Could you turn a TV on for a couple of days? Like, what the fuck, They wouldn't do it. It was fucked up. And I was like, wow. Like, wow. I felt so bad for this woman. She's sick. She's in the hospital. She's by herself. She was waiting for her kids to get there, but they weren't, I think a couple of them lived out of state. This wasn't just her. It was a couple, like, elderly women that stayed with my mom. And I'm like, some of them were downright nasty, but I'm like, because nobody shows them compassion. I feel like once you get to a certain age, people just, like, forget about you. Like, my mom always, tell me, oh, Leanne, you have so much patience with your Nana. My mom used to get annoyed with her because, she was like losing her hearing and everything. And I'm like, because, like, Mom, like, I don't want to be that old person one day that, like, somebody just forgets about and shoves in the corner because I can't hear you. Like, she was still with it at the time. So, yeah, it was a little frustrating because you had to repeat yourself a million times. But, like, I don't know, dude, she's cool, my Nana. Like, she was fucking awesome. I heard her stories probably 400 times, but I'll hear it for the 401st time. It was a fucking awesome story that she told me, you know? But I'm like, I feel like once you hit a certain age, people just, like, forget about you. Like, you're not important. Your opinion doesn't matter anymore. Like, no, like they're like, I don't know. How do you leave an old person sitting in a room like that by themselves, just staring at the fucking walls? Turn the TV on for them, for fuck's sakes. So I remember when, like, my mom passed, I was like, well, while she was in the hospital, I'm like, I need to start, like, some type of program where, like, nonprofit, where they pay for TV service for, like, old people. But I don't even know how to go about doing something like that. But I was like, there should be such a thing, you know? Oh, it's just so sad. Fucking sad shit, dude. And I was setting up prayers. This has been a crazy start to the new year for a few people that I'm friendly with. So if you're out there and you happen to hear this and you know who you are, I am sending you prayers to across the board to everybody. A couple of, friends are having a very rough start to this year, shall I say, and had a rough ending to last year, So just know who you are. I'm sure you know if we've spoken about things recently. I'm also sending out, prayers and strength to you. I don't want to put up people's business, but if you're out there, you know who you are. I'm sending you prayers. That's all. I didn't know you had to pay to watch TV in the hospital. I don't personally know if it's like that in every single hospital, but I know the ones over here, they are like that. And it's like, it gets up there, dude. My mom used to come out of the hospital like fucking $300, $400 TV bill because they charge you, I'm pretty sure, by the day. So it's like, let's just say it's like $8 a day. You're there for a fucking month. It's going to rack up, you know? But like for old people, I'm like, dude, really? You can't, like this 8-year-old woman, you can't turn a fucking TV on for her? Come on. So fucked up. And then you wonder why they get nasty with you. Like, really? Okay. They're sitting in a hospital. You don't sleep in the hospital. You really never get a good night's rest, right? So you're already agitated from that. You're not eating the best food. Like, you're not in your house. And you know how old people are. They get stuck in their ways. So it's like old people need things to be their way. So it's very hard for them to adapt at that age. So it's like, dude, just turn the fucking TV on for them so they can figure out where they are for a little bit. Yeah, it's got to be hard enough being old and just dealing with life. I know, as much as money as hospital bills pipe, it's crazy. Right. Most of them can't even get out of bed. That's true, too. They can't even walk around the unit. Like, give them a fucking TV, dude. That's all I'm saying. So I used to sit there, hey, Jules, Happy New Year to you too. I was going to message you before. I literally, like, I was away. So today I woke up this morning and I was just checking in on like everybody that, all my people, pretty much. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? I checked in with everybody because I was away for a week. So I really didn't talk to like people. But I got some news last couple of days from a couple of people. And I'm like, holy shit, like I was busy yesterday. So this morning when I woke up, I went around and emailed and checked on everybody to make sure they were like good. Cause dude, even though we don't meet each other in real life, like us people on YouTube, like I never met Zero Jules, but I fucking care about her, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never met Tiffany, but and trust me and Tiffany had our fucking shit. But like, there's always gonna be that care that I don't want to see anything fucking bad happen to anybody on here, dude. Anybody. I don't fucking care who you are, you know? But like I did. I had a very special connection with Tiffany at the time when we were close friends. And like, I look back on all the fighting we did and I'm very sorry that even fucking had to happen. I really didn't want it to happen, but we could blame somebody else for getting to that point. But you know what I'm saying? I really didn't want to have that fight with her because I did like Tiffany. Like I really did. We had some really good conversations on the phone. We talked a lot. Tiffany's like a chill girl, dude. Like she's pretty down to earth. I know she has, she had her moments of the drama back in the day. We all did. You know what I'm saying? But like she's a chill person. She's a caring person. She cares about people. And we had a lot in common, like in that sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't ever want it to like get to the point where it did between her and I. I begged Laura to shut her fucking mouth about it. And she just couldn't. And I was like, dude, I don't want it to, I didn't want to ever have that type of shit going on with her ever. I really didn't. There's other people on here that like I've talked to privately that like, we either like drifted or something. And like, I don't want that with people. I really don't. I want to have that fucking animosity if I was friends with you. Like, that's not even who I am. Normally in my real life, like I don't fight with my friends and then get like I don't really have friends that I would ever have a fight with that with. So it's YouTube. It's different. It's weird, but like I didn't want that whole situation to happen, and unfortunately, it did. You know, and we just parted ways finally. But at the end of the day, like, dude, I got to talk to her family, dude. Like, we didn't meet in person, but we talked on the phone a lot, dude. You know, I would be on the phone with her. My husband would be getting up for work and he'd be like, dude, what are you doing? And me and Tiffany would be on the phone. Like we were like kind of like in each other's houses in a weird way, talking to each other. So, um, so you obviously like you connect with people even though you don't meet them. It's like you don't want that shit to fucking happen to anybody, dude. Ever. Ever. So many stories on my mother's care. She passed 7 years after my brother. Oh God. I would have went with that staff. Oh my God, I'm sorry that happened. Wait, what happened? I missed it. But you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want things to get that way, and unfortunately they did. But I look back now and I'm like, just like, you know, I can't go back and change things, although I wish I could. But I don't want to see any of you guys ever going through this kind of shit. Ever. Nobody on here. So. My mom had Alzheimer's, the wretched disease. My sisters and I took care of her throughout. We wouldn't place her anywhere. It's hard, dude. That shit is, I feel like that's like out of everything that could probably happen. That one has to be the hardest thing to deal with because you're dealing with somebody who's there physically, right? And it could be a very, very long period of time. I know several people, obviously, in here that went through it, that are going through it, right? And it's such a long, drawn out thing. It's like, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's like the scariest thing that could happen to you because I'd rather just get something and then, that's it. Be quick. But that's such a long, and it's really taxing on the families to watch the decline of people like going through that. And oh my God, it's so fucking sad, dude. I feel like we're kind of watching our president go through it. Just wish his would advance a little faster. Sorry, I shouldn't wish that on anybody, but something's going on there that this guy cognitively, I'm sorry, it's going on. And I'm like, that's a fucked up thing. It happens to the good people fast, but the old horrible people, they'll fucking live until they're 1,000. They called me after they pulled a fucking. Oh my God, are you serious, Easy? What the fuck, dude? I hope you sued the shit out of the hospital. I mean, that is like no joke. You cannot do anything like that without the authorization of somebody. Holy shit. Oh my God. Dude, what the fuck? They tied her hands to the bed? Dude, that's why, man. See, I was saying before, advocates, you need, especially when people get old and they're, if they're losing their mind or whatever, due to whatever, that's when they're needed the absolute fucking most. Absolute most. I couldn't believe how many like older people were in like the hospital and like didn't have their kids around because I was like, dude, like I couldn't leave my mom rotting up in a hospital. If I had a job at the time when my mom got really sick, I would have quit my job. I would have just been like, sorry, I have to fucking go. I'll figure it out later. Like I have to go. I'm so grateful I got to spend all the time with her that I did in the hospital. Wow, dude. That is fucked up, man. ZZ. Whew. Go ahead. Take a break. That's fucked up. Cancer was the hardest thing I ever went through. My checkup was on the 12th. Girl, cancer's no fucking joke, man. And I can't even imagine going through it personally like that because I know once you go through it, it's not like you're never like okay. What is it? Perfectly normal, right? Perfectly fine. That's not even a thing. If you go through cancer of any kind, even if it's like a low stage cancer, yeah, you could go back to living a normal life. But I know if it was me mentally, I would never be perfectly fine. I would feel, um, nervous about everything. Everybody I know that's gone through it's like, dude, like every little ache, pain, something that your body feels, you're like, whoa, is my cancer back? Like that's a reality, dude. So you're never back to perfectly fine because that chance always exists that it can return. Always exists. Yeah, Judith, you too. That's another person sending prayers to. Oh God. Sometimes it's just like you want to go back to just being a little kid. When you think about like all the things that could happen in life, and you're just like, things were so easy when you were a kid and you were kind of unaware of all the sad things that we have to go through in life. It all comes flowing back. I know it's easy. It's rough. That shit though, that's not cool, man. That's different. That's not cool. Not cool. I don't even have words for that. I am pissed off that she care that she cannot have all that bacteria in her home. Who's that, Judith? Your mom? Oh, my mom's nurse got mad at my mom for asking to wear the protective booties at her house. So today the company providing the nurses. Are you serious? That's crazy. That is insane, especially right now. You know, given the circumstances, like the flu is going around this time of year. It's very, very bad this year, from what I understand. God, yeah. They should be. I used to get mad at people. My cousin, I'll never forget, one of my cousins comes up to the hospital when my mom was sick. She's like coughing her brains out. And I'm like, dude, why are you here? Like, dude, like put a mask on or something. This was obviously before COVID. Like masks weren't common, place. But I'm like, yo, dude, if you're sick, I didn't even before my mom got sick with cancer, she was immune compromised from, her kidney transplant. If people used to come over her house like sick, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why are you here? Because, like, when you're immune compromised, a little cough can turn into pneumonia quickly. And I used to get fucking pissed. So I don't blame you. Yeah, no, some people shouldn't be nurses. You know what it is? I feel like a lot of those home nurses that come, they just don't have the same type of care as the ones that work in the hospital. Although I have to say, when my dad was on hospice, whoever the nurse was that they sent to my house, she was fucking amazing. She really was. Yeah, right? Repairmen wear them without being asked. Mm-hmm. I know, Erie. Sometimes when my son, like, complains about things or whatever, I'm like, dude, you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that was my biggest worry in the world. I really do. Because I'm like, but I'm like, to him, I don't ever want to, like, minimize his feelings. Because right now, whatever it is that he's feeling, it's valid to him. But, at the same time, you kind of have to explain to him, like, dude, your little problem that you're having right now, it's not really like, it's not a big problem. Like, there's worse things in the world that could happen. Happy New Year, Romad. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Belated, obviously. Did everybody get their Christmas stuff down? Mine's still up. Today the 6th? I don't even know what day it is. Or no, today's the 5th. So, did everybody get great presents and stuff for Christmas? I hope everybody had a good present. Oh shit, you know what? That just reminded me. One of my presents is in my car. I haven't really spent money on makeup. You guys know this. I've been trying to, watch myself, but I've been into brown eyeliner lately. So I've been like trying to find that just perfect shade of brown, right? So I bought a couple of different ones. If anybody needs a recommendations, I don't know. I just feel like as I'm getting older, black eyeliner looks too severe on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like too much. I feel like as you age, like, less is more. So when you're doing your makeup, a more natural look with more muted tones is probably better. I mean, I kind of always was like more into like the neutral tones, but I always did black eyeliner. That was like my thing. But lately, I just feel like it's like making me look older when I put it on. So I'm like, I'm going to try like a brown. This way it's like still there. I'm still accentuating my eyes, but it's not as like harsh looking. So anyway, I was all over looking for them, but I found a nice Urban Decay one, and because I got a gift card for Ulta, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna spend a little money on my eyeliner because I know that brand, their eyeliner is good. Well, sure enough, I freaking lose the cap to it in my car the other day, and I'm like, motherfucker, I mean, really, first world problems, right? But I just remembered when we were just saying with Christmas, I was like, oh, I found the cap. That's right. I gotta replace it now. So I took one off of my old. I was like way into like, I'm sure if you guys go back and look at my videos, I have black like eyeliner on all the time. I stopped doing that. I haven't done it in a long time. I still feel like I have small eyes, so I feel like I need something to, just kind of like accentuate the eyes a little bit. But the black just does not look good anymore. If you're like going out maybe at night, sure, go for a black eyeliner. But for like daytime, I don't know. I feel like it's just too much, like as I'm aging. So I'm trying to tone it down. Yeah, the 24/7 Glide pencil. It's exactly it. It's exactly the one I got. I would like a recommendation for a good eyeliner. I use or white sometimes, but with age it comes. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, dude, I had to change up all my makeup when I dyed my hair, when I went blonde, because like the colors that used to look good on me didn't look good on me anymore. So I kind of like went into like more warm tones. And hold on a second. Where's my little cap? As far as eyeliners go though, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Depending on what, I don't know, it's hard to really recommend because like, are you looking for a gel liner? Are you looking for fuck, dude? I just saw this cap before. Now it's like gone again. By the way, if you're into scents, the Sol Gennaro Cherriosa, I think that's what it's called. I don't even know. Number 59. I have 62. 59's bomb, dude. It sticks around a little longer, I feel like. So that's another recommendation. Anyway, but eyeliner, if you're looking for like I don't know if you're looking for like a pencil or a liquid. I don't really mess around with liquids too much, but if you're looking for a good pencil, I'm gonna go with the I would seriously, I don't, well, Lisa, you're in the UK, so I don't think you guys have Ulta there. But I just tried their brand eyeliner and it's actually really good. But if you're just looking for like drugstore brands, NYX makes really good ones. And so does actually Maybelline makes a really good eyeliner. Their Tattoo, I think it's like Longwear Studio, whatever the hell it is. Theirs are really good too. They're like creamy, but they stay set. Like they don't go. And then Morphe, I don't know if they have that in the UK. I bought their eyeliner. At first, I really liked it, and I still do, but I don't know, it's not the best. It drags a little, but it does stay. It doesn't like smear. Because there's the one thing I can't stand is an eyeliner that like runs on your eye or like smears off easily. So, do you smudge bottom liner? No, I don't do that. I don't like. I mean, I do like sometimes. You know what I've been doing? I've been putting like this gold under my eyes. I don't like to put anything too dark. That's another thing. I feel like when I put too dark under my eyes now, it like drags them down. It makes them look like tired looking. So I kind of like been putting very light colors under my eyes, not, dark. Like I've been going much lighter with everything lately because, as I'm aging, I feel like less is more, you know? Like you can get away with like full fucking black cat eye eyeliner when you're like in your 20s and 30s, but I feel like in your 40s, you got to start toning it down, because it starts actually making you look older. It's weird because when you're younger, it doesn't do anything. It just makes you look better. But when you start aging, it actually starts making you look older. It's the weirdest thing. So, yes, Maybelline Kohl Pencil. I like their tattoos. Yeah, no problem, Zizi. I figured we need to have a little lighter conversation here. Do I use waterproof? No, I don't necessarily use waterproof. Some of them, like naturally, like the Urban Decay ones, say that they're waterproof. I don't know if they really are, but They set, like, once that sets, it's set. It's set. It's not going anywhere. The one that I felt like stayed the most was the Morphe one. Um, because I could get a little oily, and I always had a problem with eyeliner running on me. So, that one I feel like once that shit goes, it ain't coming off easy. Like, I'll wash my face sometimes at night, wake up the next morning, and I'm like, holy shit, this stuff is like still in there. The Morphe one. I'm like, how did this stay here? Oh yeah, it's easy. I don't want to, I figured, I obviously I knew I wasn't. I wanted to go live tonight anyway, but I didn't want, like, it's like I don't want to not say anything, right? Because I feel insensitive doing that, and I don't want to. It's this really weird situation because, like, this isn't my. It's not my story, dude. It's not my thing to tell. But I know people are gonna say something, so I was like, I want to obviously put it out there, and I wanted to put Tiffany's very, her GoFundMe in my chat, and if I could help in any way, like, that's like, if that's the way I could help her, then that's the way I could help her. Um, so there's no help, there's nothing we can do, but in any little way, if that's the way I can, then that's the way I'm gonna help her. So no, don't go back there. Don't think about that stuff. Hey Natalie, how are you? Um, but yeah, so did you guys know that Christian who? Chenoweth? I don't even know who that is. This is MAGA. I don't know who that is. No idea. So yeah, I just knew, like, it was obviously like something. It's all over, YouTube. I'm not gonna go live and not um say anything, but sad. It is. It's heavy. It's heavy. Absolutely. No, I don't even know who that is, Judith. I have no, I have no idea. I am like so bad when, like, I don't know who anybody is. I don't know any celebrities. I don't watch movies. I don't watch TV. So, like, I don't know who any of those people, like, any celebrities are. Like, people say names to me, and I'm like, I mean, I know obviously some of them, but, like, if it's on some, like, obscure show from, like, Netflix, I have no fucking idea who that is, or if it's like a new movie, like, unless they were like famous in the 90s or like early 2000s, I probably don't know who the fuck they are. Like, I'm looking, like, sometimes I go on these websites, or like they'll be showing like people at the Grammys, or like, in the dresses. I always like to look at the fashion, and I'm like, I don't even know who half these fucking people are anymore. I have no idea. Singers, I have no fucking idea. And people will be like, oh, did you hear like so and so's new song? I'm like, no, because I don't even know who that is. So I'm just not like, yeah, I'm old school, and I just don't, like, I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's like I never was like a big TV person. Like, there was a few shows that I was like die hard, like, I have to watch, like The Sopranos back in the day, and there was like series I got into, like Orange Is the New Black on Netflix, but, like, I don't know. People are always talking about all these like shows, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about right now. Like, I am so lost. So, like, don't take offense, Judith. I just don't know, because I don't pay attention to that. Like, I was never a big movie person or TV person my whole life. Like, I really didn't. I don't know. I'm like more like, I'd rather, instead of sitting there watching TV, I don't know. I'd rather be doing something, like, to relax. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have TV on in the background most of the time, or listening to something, but I'm not like, I like to, like, do other things. I don't know. So I don't know shit about TV. Critics' Choice Award, I barely knew half. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know any of that shit. People are always like, oh, this show is so good. I'm like, oh, I never heard of it. And it's like kind of lame, because I'm like out of the loop. But I was always like that. Even like, it took me, even with The Sopranos, as much as I was like into that, it took me a while to get into it. Like, I didn't, it took me until, like, I think like the second season or third season, that I actually even wanted to give it a chance. I don't know. I guess I'm just like stuck in my ways, but I don't keep up. I used to kind of keep up, like, a little bit. I think it was like during like the Paris Hilton days. I kept up on like the celebrity gossip, and I feel like, because a lot of those people at that time were the same age as me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're out doing the same things as me. Now in my 40s, I'm like, I really don't fucking care what like some 20-year-old celebrity is doing. Like, I just don't. or what kind of trouble they're getting into. So I don't like keep up with any of that shit. But I used to like read Perez Hilton and stuff, but now I'm just like kind of like, I don't know, I couldn't care less like what a celebrity's doing. And I just feel like in today's day and age, I've been like doing a lot of thinking about that kind of shit too. Not celebrities necessarily. Like if you're talented and you're famous, then like more power to you. You deserve that fame. But a lot of these fucking celebrities, even like, like the Kardashians, like what the fuck are you famous for? Yeah, you're all really pretty, but like what did you do to like contribute to the earth, Even like these influencers on, these people, they're just like it's getting like gross. Like I got caught watching that girl Michaela last night. She actually showed up in my feed. They say that she does. I don't know. She denies having a YouTube page. So, but there's somebody that runs a page that puts her videos on here, and it's like, I don't know if it's her. It's like a whole big thing. But I'm going down like her timeline. I'm like, girl, you just like lost touch with reality. Like, she's like, oh, I'm organizing my closet, and there's like, at the same part, I feel like good for you that you could afford all this stuff. I feel like that's awesome. Like, she worked her ass off. I'm not going to take that away from the girl. She worked her ass off. She put content out. She did a review. She got to where she was for a reason, right? So, like, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that, like, you're making videos that are now just completely relatable to the average person. So don't be surprised when people are like, girl, like, why? Like she, I don't know, maybe it was just because of the timing yesterday too. She pops up and there's this one video and she's like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna keep this all organized. And she has like this drawer open. There's like 100 pairs of leggings, and I'm like thinking, like, girl, there's people in your comment section right now that are like, I don't know how I'm gonna feed my fucking kids. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bill. And you're seriously sitting here on the internet complaining about how you're going to keep your fucking 900 pairs of Lululemon leggings, organized. Like, first world problems, girl. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, you can't get a, you're just so out of touch with reality. Like, I was listening to this guy that I listened to about talking about politics, right? And he was basically saying, like, why the fuck do these people stick up for all these rich billionaires? They're not giving us jobs. Trickle down economics doesn't work. The rich are just getting richer and we're getting poorer. And now you got all these rich people that are investing in AI, okay, and taking jobs away from people, So they're not helping us, So I don't know why you're sitting there defending, fucking Elon Musk. He's not giving people jobs. That guy's the worst of the worst. He's investing in tons of AI that's going to take jobs away from people, pollute the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because of these huge machines that they have to run um to house all this shit. And it's like, dude, I know the AI is like cool, but it's also, I'm very scared of it. I feel like it's very fucking scary. Very scary. Young, dumb, rich people at that. Well, that's the thing, all these people, and I'm like, you're putting out this like impossible precedent. Like, most of us are never gonna see that type of wealth in our lives ever, and it's like, I don't know. I don't even know if I had that kind of wealth that I would like go to that extent with my money. Cause I'd be like, how many fucking designer handbags could you own? Really? I don't know. But then again, like, she's young, that girl. She's in her 20s and shit. And, that shit's important. I feel like as you age, and especially after you have kids, you start kind of realizing like some of the things in life that you thought were important 20 years ago are just not that important now. I'm becoming, and it took me a long time, in my 30s, I'm spending all this money and I'm like, what do I need all this shit? Now that I'm getting older, I'm like, what do I need all this shit for? Like, I just don't need this shit. And they're influencing people to buy more and more and more and more stuff. And you feel like you have to have all this stuff. I have to have all the newest lip liners and the lipsticks you don't need all that shit, dude. The reality is you don't need to go out and spend $1 million on Natasha Denona fucking eyeshadows because you can find ones that work and give you the same result in the store. I've tested millions of different eyeshadows. I never bought her brand because that to me is absurd to pay that much money for that, for simply the same ingredients that you're getting in every other fucking eyeshadow. Why did it just come out to my car? I don't even remember why I came out here. Oh, I need an Advil. That's why I left my Advil bottle in here. So, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, you might have to work a little differently or harder or whatever, put a little more in your eye to get the same fucking result, dude. Nobody could tell you're wearing Natasha Denona fucking eyeshadow on your eye. Nobody knows that. Literally nobody. Unless you tell them, they're not going to be like, oh my God, that pink is exclusive to Natasha Denona. Nobody fucking knows. There's only so many pigments in the world. Okay. And every eyeshadow is pretty much formulated basically the same with the same ingredients. So it's like, you're getting fooled into spending all this money because why? You want to pay for a brand. What does it do for you? Does it make you feel special? And trust me, I fell into the trap of trying to buy all these like high end things. Girl, they're all made by the same company. Okay. Every fucking, almost all the makeup companies are either owned by L'Oreal, who owns shit tons of them. And then you got Estee Lauder, who owns like other, they own MAC, they own a whole shit ton. And I'm not saying that there's not good high end stuff. It's good. But I'm just saying, like, don't feel bad if you can't afford that and feel like, oh, I'm not going to look as good because I can't afford to have this brand of makeup or this whatever. No, that's not true. You could look just as good with cheap fucking makeup that you buy at Walmart. Don't let anybody ever, even with the skincare shit, a lot of people fall into that. Oh, I need Drunk Elephant. I need Tatcha. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. Go talk to your dermatologist. They're going to tell you, get a bottle of CeraVe. You're good to go. It's got all the ingredients in there to help your skin. It's got niacinamide, all these like fancy ingredients. They're not really making that much of a difference in your skin. You're paying for the fucking name. Don't do it. I mean, do it if you can. But I'm just saying, don't feel bad if you can't do it because you don't need it. I'm telling you. Do your homework. See, I won't even fuck no. I won't Pat McGrath. I think that's robbery, dude. $80 for and trust me, I've been there with the makeup and spent the money. And I'm like, at the end of the day, guess what the best makeup still to this day, the best eyeshadows I ever fucking tried are the Makeup Geek ones that were like $6 a piece. Honestly, I still say those are the best eyeshadows I ever had, and they were like six. They were so cheap. It's just a shame that they went under. But what the fuck just went in my mouth? Oh, sorry, I was swallowing Advil. I have a headache. But I would never pay that much money for fucking eyeshadow. Like Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, and Patrick Ta. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them for overcharging for essentially anything you could buy in the store. And Sheriff Udall, sit down. Hey, I was actually just thinking about you. I've come to a pact, and I want you to join this pact with me because you have a voice in this community. There's a certain someone that I feel, especially right at this moment, with certain things that they're posting, we're not going to give them attention on those posts. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying I'm not. And I hope you join me. I invite you to join me in that. That Revolution palette, that's funny, Alicia, because I actually bought myself a new palette because I had a gift card. My husband gave me a gift card for Christmas. So I got a new ColourPop palette. Look, I don't think ColourPop's the best eyeshadows by any stretch of the imagination, but it gets the job done. And I'm like, dude, I'm just done getting robbed by these companies. And I don't want to support a lot of these companies because they're the ones that are fucking really creating this overconsumption shit where they're sending all these people who don't need this shit free packages of makeup, right? And it's all these influencers to promote their brand to get us idiots to buy their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. Why aren't you sending the makeup to to the single mom out there whose husband passed away and needs to raise two kids and needs to go on a job interview? Why isn't she getting your fucking PR packages, free makeup, so that she could put her makeup on, feel confident about herself, and get her ass to her interview so she could make a living to her job? Fucking, what's her fucking name? Michaela? She don't need your fucking free makeup, you know? So I'm kind of like boycotting. And don't get me wrong, L'Oreal and all them are part of it too, but I'd rather give $9.99 to L'Oreal, which is, every other company anyway, than give it to Patrick Ta, fucking douchebag, or buy an indie brand. you know, is support an small indie brand. But fuck these like big companies that are fucking charging out the ass for that shit. I'm done with it. I won't do it anymore. I got no interest in it. And I'm not saying I'll never do it, but like those brands specifically that I feel like they're just way overcharging for shit. You know, there's like a brand called Inglot. They charge a lot for their eyeshadows, but I feel like that if you go learn the history of the company, the artistry, it's it's worthy because it's been a company that's been around a long time. They're not just trying to rip people off. Like Huda Beauty, I won't give that bitch any money either. Fuck her. She ain't got none of my money. I don't know. I guess I'm just starting to be more conscious with what I'm doing with my money with certain brands and shit. Because I feel like, dude, there's just no reason for two fucking single eyeshadows to cost 40 something dollars. It's absurd. You're robbing people at that point. People are just buying it so they can say they have it, dude. Your fucking glitter is not that much better than everybody else's. I would love to just buy it one day and walk around like a Sephora and be like, what eyeshadow do you think I have on? Like, do you like the Patrick Ta one on one eye and like, I don't know, fucking Elf on the other eye and ask people if they could tell the difference. Because I don't give a fuck. People are like, yeah, I can tell the difference. Fuck that. All those high-end companies could suck a dick because they're using the same ingredients. They're mostly manufactured by the same companies. And and I gotta tell you guys, out of all the high-end makeup I've bought, like my NARS, that's not even high end, but I'm just saying, like that to me, that's expensive. NARS, it's expensive. This shit, I don't even use the fucking foundation. It sits on my shelf because it's just not my favorite foundations. Like my favorite ones are honestly lately. I know I was big on the fucking Maybelline Fit Me, which I still am, but I again, every couple of years I change it up because I feel like my skin changes. I've been really into the fucking True Match lately, L'Oreal True Match. I feel like L'Oreal makes great products for like older women, so it just looks natural. I use such a small amount of it. Feels comfortable on my skin, so I've been using that lately. It's very lightweight. But right now, I'm a fucking mess. My skin's a mess. I am so broken out. It's not even funny, and I'm ready to give up, but I'm trying to push through this fucking purging stage. It's just lasting a little too long. I'm like, could we just like move on with this? With the what's that called? Different that I'm using. No, see, Charlotte Tilbury is another brand I refuse to fucking give money to. I actually was looking at it the other day and I'm like, I'm not like there's nothing here that like impresses me. Like I feel like, ooh, I have to have this. You know that like their lipstick pillow talk that like, oh my god, everybody has to have it. I looked at it and I'm like, I know for a fact if I buy this, it's not gonna look good on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like a lot of people buy it just because they have to, just because they're like, oh my god, I need to have Charlotte Tilbury pillow talk. I never tried her foundations and shit. I honestly haven't never even heard of that company until recently. Like maybe in the last like I want to say 2 years, but like I don't know. I was looking at like they added a Charlotte Tilbury, you know, area to my Ulta. And I'm like, I don't know, like nothing here is that impressive. I think what it is like there's just too much of the theme out there nowadays. Like everything's the same. It's the same. And don't get me wrong, I there's things I'll spend money on, you know, if I feel it's worth it. Like the Anastasia palettes, you can't go wrong with those. The eyeshadow palettes, they're good quality, but like nobody's doing eyeshadow palettes anymore, really, except ColourPop. Um, I heard the Laura Geller was good. I would try that. Hold on, I just saw somebody's No, I have Fenty. I've purchased tons of Fenty. And I actually used to really like the foundation, but like I don't know, I changed it up a lot. So like that was one of the probably more expensive ones that I used that like I use more consistently. But yeah, I hear off topic. Did y'all see the cake post chocolate mozzarella? uh, Listen, dude, I'm gonna say this. Okay, okay. If my fucking kids were that old and made me that shit, I'd be like, what? No, that shit looked like. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't even know if I believe that the kids made that. I feel like she made that for herself because it looks like one of her fucking creations. But I definitely feel like um, it was just one of those situations. Like, let's open the kitchen cabinet and see what's in there. and maybe the fridge, and we're just gonna put everything on this cake, and we're just gonna fucking, we're just gonna throw everything on it. A little this, little that, da, 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 da. But here's what bothered me. Forget the cake, okay? Because, it looks like Laura decorated it herself. It looks like one of her creations, I will say. Because I was like, is there fucking apple slices on that cake? Because that is fucking weird. I don't know. I'm not like a big person mixing fruit with cakes. Like, I don't like jellies. I don't know. But anyway, here's my problem with the whole thing. Why the fuck can't Laura just ever make a post and be like, wow, look, my son, like, I don't know, she has to brag a lot, whatever, about her kids. That's fine. She has a right to be proud of her kids. Here's my problem though, okay? Why can't you ever just give your kids credit for fucking being thoughtful on their own? They're grown adults, okay? You're not a single mom anymore. That card is expired. First of all, you never really were because you've been married for how many years? So you're really not truly single. Single means you're not married to me, okay? You don't get fucking help from anybody. That's a single mom. Well, I'm sorry. You could be a single mom and get help, like child support and shit, but like, if you're carrying the brunt of your responsibilities, yes, you're a single mom. So I'm not saying she's not a single mom, but your kids are adults at this point in time. But why is it that every fucking time you post something that they've done for you, it's always you taking the credit for raising them the right way? And that's why they did what they did. Instead of just saying, wow, this was sweet of my kids to do for me, you take the credit. Like, oh, they only did that for you because you fucking raised them the right way. And it's like, dude, they're independent, autonomous. Is that the word? Right? They're not an extension of you anymore at this point. They're their own people. Give them credit for coming up with the idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess what I'm saying is like, you don't need to say that all the time and point it out to everybody. If it was true, okay, if that was really the case, people would automatically know that because they'd be like, wow, because I know when I see a kid, right, there's kids that I meet and through, my son, I'm like, the kid opens the door the right way. And I know that, opens the door for me at a young age. I'm like, oh, this kid's obviously being raised right. His parents are raising him right. His parents taught him respect. It goes without saying through your kids' actions that you don't have to say that they're being raised right, because when your kids are doing the right thing, and it's automatically insinuated through their actions that they were raised well by their parents because they have good manners. But she always has to fucking take the credit. And I feel bad for her kids because I'm like, they never get the credit for like the, sweet things that they do or the good things that they do, because she's always taking credit for some reason. It's like, oh, I raised them right. That's why they're doing this. Like, like when I see my son doing something, I'm like, wow, I'm like, it's not because of me. I'm like, he has his own mind, dude. He's 13. He thought of that. I don't fucking tell him what to do. Yeah, I try to instill the right values and shit in him, but like, he has his own mind. So when he does those things, it's not because I told him to. It's because he thought of those things on his own to do them. Maybe he went back to something I said to him. I hope I try to drill things into his head, like say thank you, say thank you, say thank you. His whole life, I always tell him to say thank you to people all the time, hoping that in one day when he gets older, it's going to come out of his own brain and I don't have to tell him, right? Your kids are at that age now where you don't have to tell them that. They should be doing these things on their own because they're adults at this point, right? So they're all adults. Every single one of them is considered legally an adult at this point in time. So like, you have to stop taking the credit for the things that they're doing. It goes without saying, dude, that your fucking kids are thoughtful, and that and that means that if they're doing thoughtful, kind things for other humans, it's assumed that they were raised the right way. That's just how it is. So you don't always have to be like, oh, well, let me pat myself on the back for raising my kids and doing such a great job with them. And I felt, to be honest, given the circumstances of other things that happened, that post was really fucking insensitive. I don't even want to give it attention. Well, the other one, that one, whatever, it's totally separate. But I felt like, wow, dude, kind of fucking insensitive, right? Maybe you should like take that down, or just saying. So that's what I'm gonna fucking say. Take that shit down. Reflect on right now the community, YouTube, people around you, and just think, that kind of seems really fucking insensitive right now. Maybe I should fucking take that down. But it's too late, because nobody should have to fucking even tell you these things as a 54-year-old woman. 54 now. Is she? Oh no, I'm sorry, 55, right? Yeah, Laura's 55. Sorry. Because Laura's 10 years older than me. So I'm turning 45. She just had her birthday. I'm turning 45. She's 55 this year. She's 71. I'm 81. Right? Little fucking insensitive, Laura. That's all I'm saying, dude. Use your fucking brain. Use your fucking brain. She potty trained an 8-year-old. Yeah, I heard that the other day. Somebody told me that she said she potty trained the kid, and I'm like, that kid not fucking 8 years old. Now, granted, he's probably autistic. She said he's autistic, and I know that they can take a little longer when it comes to that potty training, obviously, depending on where they fall on the spectrum. But I'm like, oh, really? You just came in, you taught the kid how to read, right? And like the few hours a day you spend with this kid, you're now taking credit for this kid and everything wonderful that he does, right? You potty trained him, you taught him how to read, you just taught him all these things. In the very limited time that you spend with him, you do all these things that his parents didn't do, clearly, because you're doing them. Like, really, dude? All right, sure. 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 Yeah, I would never let a stranger potty train my kid either. So, very weird. Stop sharing things with the internet, Laura. Honestly, just stop. And I just want to say this, and this is where I'm going to end it on this post. I want to make this very fucking clear to her. Nobody, absolutely fucking nobody, needs you to clear your fucking feelings up on anything. Nobody's messaging you, and nobody needs you to fucking clear your fucking feelings up on anything, dude. Okay? Just know that. Nobody's fucking messaging you. Show us the fucking messages, all these messages that you got, that you were so inconvenienced by. You need to clear things up, because literally nobody ever fucking needed you to clear any of this shit up that you're trying to clear up. And I'll leave it there, because I'm not even giving that shit another fucking ounce of anything. Try to be a better person in the new year. About where I don't today, I don't know. I'm not into the whole New Year thing where it's like, oh my God, I gotta restore my life. Like, yes, I make goals for myself. I'm gonna share them with everybody. I have personal goals, but I'm not like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a so different person because it's 2026. No, dude, I'm still Liana. Like, I'm not, yes, there's things I want to change and there's the goals that I have in life, but like, come on. I'm still me. Still me. Yeah, she's very medically ignorant. Yeah, everybody's always messaging her. She's just getting bombarded with messages, right? As she loses hundreds of subscribers a day, I don't know. I heard her say that recently, and I'm like, I'm going to be honest, it could be a couple of things, but assuming that I don't believe that all of her subscribers were obtained the right way, um, they YouTube has a tendency at like the end of the year, around this time of year, to basically like clean out the bot channels. And so that could be why, she's losing that amount and that quickly. Or it could obviously be due to her fucked up mouth and the things that she says, like, oh, why don't you use those guns? Like that kind of shit. Yeah, that could be also why you're losing hundreds of subscribers. Just generally being a fucking asshole could probably contribute, could be a contributing factor. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember this, right? But years ago, there was like, I don't remember who she was blaming, but like all of a sudden her chat just started like flooding with these like Russian bots that were like typing in Russian. And clearly somehow subscribers were purchased, right? I don't know. See, like, I don't know how you do that. So I don't like know, because she was like, oh, somebody bought subscribers for me. And I'm like, is that even like a thing? Like, I don't know. I don't know how it works. So like, could somebody potentially buy subscribers for you? Like, how does that work? I would personally think, I don't know. I don't even know how the fuck it works. I really don't. Because I don't know, like, when you buy subscribers, technically, if that's even a possibility, right? If you buy them, are there like actual people being subscribing, or is it like just like AI. I don't know. I really don't know how that shit works. I just don't get it. So, like, is it actual people subscribing, or is it like somebody goes in and makes like a program on their computer that creates like 100 profiles on YouTube, and then those profiles automatically subscribes through a program? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Through like an app. I don't know. I don't understand how that shit works because I'm not very technologically advanced with that kind of shit. But yeah, there was like a whole bunch of these, fake accounts coming in nevertheless. And I don't know if she got them and like it just happened to like hit at that time, when she went live, because it was very weird. I was like, why is this like happening right now? Like, why is this all happening right at this moment? So like, could it be that, yes, maybe there's bot channels that are being like kiboshed? You know what I'm saying? It's shut down, and that's why her sub count is just dwindling like very rapidly like that. Or is it just because she's an asshole? Because it could be that as well. I don't know. I listened to Candace Owens, and like, just let me just put this out here before I even fucking get into this. I am no fan of hers. I've never liked her, but like, I'm just one of those people that just like, come on, I'm nosy. I want to hear the fucking shit, like what everybody's talking about. So I've been listening to her podcast since like, I'm gonna say since like this whole Epstein thing kind of blew up last year. Um, then, as I was listening to her, she did a couple of Epstein episodes, and I'm sorry, I do get a little bit enjoyment of seeing like these fucking MAGA people turning against Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dude, where were you? Like, we all were warning you, but no, so I do get satisfaction in watching these people like, oh, wow, he's an asshole. Like, oh, no shit. You just realized this? Like, I knew it back in 2000, I don't know, 9, but like, you're just picking up on this? I'm just kidding, not 2009, but like 2016. Like, I when he ran the first time I knew this, but like you're just like now getting into this, right? The insurrection and all the other shit at the Capitol. No, none of that did it. It's now you're just realizing this. Whatever, I get a little satisfaction in it. So I'm watching her channel, and then it just so happens Charlie Kirk gets, he gets killed in that time, right? So I'm following this whole thing. She's like doing this like quote unquote investigation on the Charlie Kirk, shooting. And look, I'm just going to lay it out there. Like, something's not right about the fucking story that we're getting. And I'm just going to say this, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody, because I typically do not like to ever judge people while they're grieving. But there is something off about his fucking wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is something is fucking weird, dude, with the wife. So she's like going through doing this. Oh no, Susan, no. No, 2028. He can't be president in 2028. Don't worry, I won't judge you. I there's a friend I love dearly. Many friends I love dearly that support him, but I can't. I've never liked him though, so it's not like anything new. But anyway, um, there's something off, okay, with this whole investigation. She's been like, first it was like Israel, then it's like this person, then it's that person. Do I believe the official story? No, because like, all right, did this kid all of a sudden just wake up and he's like, I want to kill Charlie Kirk? Sure, that's possible. But like, how did he know where Charlie Kirk was going to be sat that day? What roof was going to be empty? I personally feel like if that kid did it, he had to have some type of intel from, his company, from TPUSA. He had to fucking have some type of intel, right? Because like, how otherwise did this kid know? If you go back and you look at the shooting and how quickly everything happened at the beginning of his show, he just started talking. It was 20 minutes into his thing, right, that he does. And all of a sudden he's shot, and the kid just runs away, and he had an escape route plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could be like, oh, he used Google Maps, but still, you can't. It's just weird. He left the gun in there. He writes this full confession to his boyfriend on Discord. Like, they don't talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? He writes it all. He's like, let me do a full confession on Discord. Does anybody trust Kash Patel? I certainly don't. I mean, Epstein files, they release them. There's about, I don't know, fucking 500 pages of just blackness. No explanation for redactions, especially when there's all these rules that they're supposed to be following. Oh my God, deport. Yeah, but not the right way. He's not doing it. But anyway, I mean, just if you go look at the statistics, fact checked, he's deporting less people than former administrations did. I'm just saying. But anyway, all right. I don't want to get into a political debate. What I'm saying, I'm going back to Candace Owens here. So, so she's like going through this whole investigation, and then, I'm sorry, the wife. This shit is weird, guys. Come on. She fucking like all of a sudden she's CEO. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with all this stuff, but like she's supposed to be this like Christian fucking trad wife, right? Traditional wife. I stay home and raise the kids, and my husband's the man, and he runs the household, because that's a lot of the values that the conservatives are pushing. And I'm not against that. Yeah, obviously I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't consider myself a trad wife at all, but I'm just saying, you know, um like that's her shtick. And then all of a sudden, so you go from tradwife to like, I'm a girl boss, I'm a CEO of a company. Okay, girl, do you. Here's the problem. I've never in my fucking entire time on this earth, right? In all the years that I've seen tragedies happen, I have seen a wife or a family member just fucking jump out into the spotlight, you know, like that, like this. Like it's very odd, and it's very off-putting, and it's very insincere. There's something not right with this woman. I'm sorry. And, it's fucking weird, dude. The video she posted of her crying in the casket, like, I don't think people understand. Somebody had to mic her up, put a microphone on her, okay, and film her doing that. It's performative, it's theatrical, it's fucking weird. Okay, so I started feeling this shit in the very beginning. Something's off. But I was waiting for Candace Owens to start questioning the wife, because I'm like, dude, something ain't right here. I'm sorry. It's just not. And I'm telling you guys, if you follow it, you're going to know that I'm onto something. And so is like half of America right now with her. Like something ain't right, dude. And so I'm not saying Candace Owens is fully off, but like she just keeps coming up with more and more crazy shit. So anyway, she goes from blaming, I don't know, Egyptian planes to fucking Israel. And if this isn't making sense to you guys, don't worry, it doesn't make sense. Right? So she goes to fucking now she's turning into the people at TPUSA. Because if you start looking at their behavior, there's a lot of odd behavior surrounding his death. Number one, why did they throw him in a vehicle and bring him to a hospital? Why didn't an ambulance come? Why were there no drones being flown on the campus for his security, right? He paid millions of dollars for security. Why, what else? I'm trying to think. Why was there no like emergency like people with that many people around on the campus? That's a law. They should be there. So there was a lot of weird things, So she's questioning a lot of the people. One of the guys, like literally seconds after he gets shot and they carry his body away, one of his like people that worked for him jumps up on a fucking chair and pulls the memory card that was a crucial piece of evidence that's behind him, right out of the fucking camera, and puts it in his pocket and leaves. So you're like, what's going on? So she's like questioning all the TPUSA people. Finally, she starts questioning Erica Kirk. So now Erica Kirk is going on this like camera tour, and I'm sorry, I just can't take this woman seriously because she's on all these different shows, and she's like, oh, I have no privacy. My family, we've been under their, radar. Well, girl, you're putting yourself out there. Like, you can't complain. You're going on a fucking media tour after your husband died. Take time to grieve. Nobody judging you if you're, people fully understand that you need privacy when you're grieving. Nobody would question you, but you're throwing yourself out there like it's a fucking, I don't know, you're on like a fucking tour. It's weird. So anyway, she finally starts questioning fucking Erica Kirk. And I'm like, thank you. Because I know there's no way she's ignoring this shit, Candace Owens, right? There's no fucking way. She's ignoring this shit. So anyway, all of a sudden, Erica Kirk's going on these shows and she tells Candace Owens, stop questioning things. And it's funny because you see all these clips like they're playing where it's like Charlie Kirk himself saying, never stop questioning things. And then here's his wife like, stop questioning things. Like she doesn't want anybody questioning her murder. I'm like, girl, you don't have questions about this shit? Because it ain't, I'm sorry, but like the official story just ain't lining up, girl. Like, when does it ever happen that a shooter goes and like gives a full confession, in writing, and talks to his boyfriend like he's from like the 1930s. He's like, yes, my dear, my love, I shot him. I shalleth not. Like the way he was talking was weird. You know, I put the car in the I put the gun in the woods and I have to get my vehicle. Like who the fuck under the age of 20 says vehicle? Whatever he said. It's just very fucking weird. So anyway, Candace Owens, right, finally decides to do this meeting with Erica Kirk, but instead of doing it in front of everybody, she does it in private with Erica Kirk. She has like this meeting. So now people are like, oh, what the fuck? You know, like you're all about transparency and this and that. She comes back and like her next, like, so she does this meeting and she disappears. And so now everybody's like left hanging, right? Total cliffhanger. Like, what's going on? You know, did you get answers to any of these questions that everybody's been asking? She comes back and her first live back after this meeting that she has, she's like, you know, people were messaging me, people are, you know, asking me if okay, you're all bots. You're all bots. And she's like accusing her audience, like anybody who is like questioning her, like, oh my God, they got to her. Cause there's a lot of fucking crazy, deep conspiracists that like fucking like think this is all a psyop and all this crazy shit, right? They're like, oh my God. It's fucking, they're all like waiting for her. So they're like, oh my God, they got to Candace. Israel got her, you know, like whatever it is that they think, whatever, fill in the blank, whoever is responsible got to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not explaining this that good, but anyway, she comes back and she starts accusing her whole entire audience of being bots. And I'm like, that's not going to go over well, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are legitimately like concerned for you and your safety because apparently, oh, I forgot to add this part in. One of the people at TPUSA like let her know that there was a threat made against her life as well. You know what I'm saying? So now people are like really worried about her. And she's like, anybody that was worried about her, you're now accusing those people of being bots. And it's like, no, dude, these are your real subscribers. Like, there's no bots. There's no fucking bots. I don't know where his bots are because I'm reading all the comments under her post. I'm like, these are real people. These aren't bots. But the sick thing is, this is really sick. There's so many people in her comments that were like accusing. So like if you go in her comments and this is sick, dude, and the brainwashing in our country is really bad. But if you go in her comments and you say something that like goes against her narrative, her people start accusing you of being a bot. And there was a couple of times like I said something and people said that to me. I'm like, dude, go click on my channel. I'm not a bot. I'm a real fucking person. You can hear my voice. I'm not a bot. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I have ever seen a bot on YouTube, I guess is what I'm saying. But I guess they exist. I don't know. But the whole story is fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. Kirk's wife dancing on live. Well, like, dude, she even lied. This is really weird, right? She does this interview. This is recent. The wife, Erica Kirk, she does this interview and she's like, oh, yeah, you know, I lived here in New York. And she's like, you know, my friends used to date. I didn't date. I wasn't dating. You know, I didn't date. I didn't date anybody for like a good, you know, year. So blah, blah, blah. Right. And I don't drink alcohol. I find it unproductive. I'm like, really, dude? Like, girl, who are you? Again, you go from being this trad wife, right? To now you're like, girl boss, like, I don't have time for fun. Okay. I can't drink. It's unproductive. I got to be productive 24 hours a day, said nobody ever, right? Like, come on, girl. Nobody believes that. And nobody would judge you if you did date before you married your husband because, I mean, chances are you're a pretty girl. She's a little creepy looking to me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she's a pretty girl if you just don't stare into her eyes too hard. You know, like there's definitely guys that are interested in her. She's got a banging body. Like, oh, really? We're supposed to believe this Miss America, whatever she was, Miss Arizona contestant, right? You didn't date. No, you didn't date. No guys were interested in you. Okay. Well, it ends up like people went digging back and found like pictures of her with this guy, Cabot Phillips. This is fucking weird. Tell me if you guys think this is weird. They go back and they're like, oh, she was dating this guy, Cabot Phillips, his name is, right? And he fucking is now like a speaker for TPUSA. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of weird shit going on with the whole organization and shit. It's just like, how deep into the conspiracy do you want to go? Like something ain't right. I agree 100%. Something ain't right. Those people, every single person from that organization is not fucking acting right. And I just watched a video yesterday where they got into this whole I don't know, they got into this whole thing about fucking life insurance and this company. I got to do a little more research on it, but it's shady. I'll say that. So, Erica, yes, she was on a reality show. Yep. And people are finding pictures of her drinking. And she was literally like when she dated, right before she dated Charlie Kirk, during this time where she was supposedly single. She's on a reality show that's like centered around dating, okay, and drinking. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, something's off with that one. And I'm starting to realize now that people will fucking do anything for power. And I'm sorry, just look at our vice president. Okay. And I'm not saying you can't change your mind about people because you very well can. There's people that I've changed my mind about, right? I'm saying that you don't go as a politician from being like, Trump is dangerous. His country is a fascist. He's this, this, that, and the other thing to like, oh no, I'm going to be his vice president. Like, no, dude, you just want to be in power. So you're going to do and suck as many dicks as you can to be in power. So you could be the next president. Come on. I'm not stupid. Like, we're not stupid. In that case, you don't change your mind that drastically. Come on. It's really sick, dude. We're living in some sick fucking times. And if people can't even recognize that, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So, I'm asking a respectful. Hold on, what's going on? You need to polish up on a comprehensive skill. I never said they were deported. Who? Who is deported? Hold on. Please name one legal immigrant that was deported. If we have our opinion, we both want the truth. Wasn't that guy that Trump was trying to say had like fucking tattoos on his finger? Dude, I'm not. See, this is the problem here. I guess I have to say, people think like, oh, you're against deporting people. I'm not against that at all. Like, I'm not. I mean, do I think the way that they're going about it is the right way? No. Due process. It's a thing. Look it up. I'm not against that though. Like, I'm not against deporting illegals 100%. If they're committing crimes here and shit, sure. But put them. There's due process. There's a process to this thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's hurting our economy right now. The way that they're going about it. Farmers needed to be rescued because they need their workers. It's, it's a give and take. Like, there has to be like a balance between everything. And the way it's being done right now, it's not the right way. It's just not. And like, I read comments online and I'm like, oh my God, there's like, these people are just fucking heartless, bro. Like, they're just like, stay out of the fucking country, man. But it's like, dude, we're not just a country, we're a world of people. And like, the world should work together like a well-oiled machine where like all these different countries we help each other out. And I was listening to this girl last night. She's another person who was a former MAGA person, hardcore, and now is starting to change her mind, right? And I'm not judging her. I like to listen to everybody's perspectives. But here's the thing, right? She was saying, like, dude, how would America feel? Like, right now, right? We're invading Venezuela. We're taking this guy out of power. I understand he's done bad things, but like, what if China came over and was like, well, Trump's a fucking asshole? You know what I'm saying? We're just going to take him out of power. Would I be happy? Probably. But I'm just saying, we wouldn't let that shit happen. Like, that would never happen here, dude. That would never fucking happen here. So it's like, I don't know, man. Just the way that things are being done and the way that we're going about things is wrong. It's wrong. And I'm not against it. I don't disagree with all these things. I feel like there's a certain ways that things should be done and they're not being done right. They're just not. There's a whole process being skipped right now with these people, right? That's what you're saying. And you're right. And people, like, I was on my Facebook the other day and like there was something about this jail that was like crowded and the poor conditions here. And people are like, too bad, don't come to our country. And I'm like, dude, where's your fucking humanity, bro? Like, okay, fine. People, you don't understand. These people that are escaping, most of them that are coming here, they're not coming here for nefarious reasons. They're coming here because they want a fucking better life for their families, dude, right? So, like, Not all of them are drug traffickers and what you think. I have so many friends that have come over here from different countries. A lot of them, came illegally, but eventually obtained their legal residency here, right? And went about things the right way and got their visas and everything. But, I'm like, dude, they didn't come here to hurt people. They came here because they just wanted the same things that my grandparents wanted, that my great grandparents wanted when they came over from Hungary and Italy. They just wanted a better life, dude. And it's like, I mean, they don't deserve to be treated like that, put in these crowded, disgusting jails. Okay, right. They made a mistake. You never made a mistake in your life. You know, most of the people crying about that, oh, they're criminals. They're illegally crossing the border. I guarantee you that 90% of these people have had parking tickets, speeding tickets, right? You never fucking did something illegal? Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody does, but they're not coming here to hurt us. They're coming here to help us, actually, you know? And it's like they're taking jobs that most of us aren't working. Okay. You want to go scrub the toilets? You want to be the landscaper? Because that's what the most of the jobs that they're taking from us. Okay. They're helping businesses out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. People are like, they're not paying taxes. They are when they're buying goods. I mean, if they're buying goods in the store, they're paying taxes in that sense. They might not be paying income taxes, but they're still, in a sense, paying taxes, you know? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even care about that shit. Where's your fucking humanity, bro? Like, do you think it's okay for people to be fucking treated like that? We treat criminals here that have literally murdered people better than we're treating people who just cross the border. You really, like, put that shit into perspective. Brian Kohlberger is sitting in a fucking jail cell right now, killed 4 Americans, right? He's a citizen, and he's sitting in his nice little jail cell with his little fucking, iPad, emailing his mommy. Stephen Stearns, who fucking brutally killed the little girl that he was, arring for fucking how many years, okay, and assaulting on a daily basis. That guy's sitting there ordering his jujubes out of the commissary. But let's shove these fucking people who come here to work hard and fucking, you know what I'm saying? And help out. Let's shove them in a crowded jail with dirty water. Do you really think that's fair? Come on, dude. If there's one person in this fucking chat that can tell me that that's okay, I don't know. I don't know what to say to you, dude. You gotta do a reality check. Dude, what's a felony? Drugs and violent crimes. Prove that these people are doing that, though. That's the thing. They're not going around and they're standing outside of Home Depot tackling pregnant women. That's not that's not a crime. Simply crossing the border, yes, you shouldn't do it. I understand. I'm not saying they're right. I'm saying that, like, there's criminals here that have done 10 times worse that are being treated 10 times better, okay, than these people are. They're getting fed. They're getting 2 hots in a cot. You know what I'm saying? In their own little cushy jail cell. Look at fucking Epstein himself trafficking fucking women, this millionaire piece of shit. That guy had it made. I mean, shit, the first time he got fucking arrested, he didn't even have to go to jail. They let him out half the day because he had money. I don't even care. You're drug trafficking. I'd rather somebody be drug trafficking than fucking trafficking human beings, dude. Are you kidding? Young girls taking advantage of them? Fuck that shit. It's fucked up, dude. I don't know how people could turn a blind. I think a lot of people are just so brainwashed in this shit that they're like, yeah, man, fucking America. But it's like, dude, like, we're ruining our relationships with the rest of the world. Canada hates us. Fucking China hates us. All these countries that we've had business with and we're dependent on in a lot of ways. We're ruining our relationship. Not we. Trump is ruining our relationship. His regime, okay, his people are ruining our relationship with these countries that we have become dependent on, in a sense, like China. And you know what? It's sad. It's fucking sad because it's going to take a long time to rebuild those relationships. We're not set up right now to have all this manufacturing here. We're just not. That's just not reality. Unfortunately, things changed. And a lot of companies outsourced their manufacturing where it was cheaper. But it's like, dude, that's the world's evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let's just stay closed in our little America bubble forever. You know, it's just fucking crazy. Like, no, dude, we need things from other countries. There's things that we need to have from other countries. So, like, why are we fucking up our really good relationships with all these other countries right now? It's not good. I don't know how people aren't seeing this. It's actually really terrifying. My first greeting as an immigrant was, "Why are you here? Get out of my country. Nice welcome." Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, right. Canadians fucking hate us now. And I'm like, dude, it's not me. I didn't vote for this. Like, this is not my choice. Please don't hate me because I didn't choose this. I'm on your side. It's not like I'm not on your side over my country. I just feel like, dude, like times change. You have to evolve. We went backwards like 30 fucking 40 years at this point in time. And we just keep going further and further backwards. I feel like all the progress that was made by all the presidents, okay, in the past is just being broken down one by one. It's really bad, dude. It's bad. Scary shit. You don't be arrested so with the whole world commit crimes. I welcome everybody. I agree with that. I'm just saying, but like, see, you're buying into the belief that everybody that came over here is a criminal and they're created. Go look the statistics up, dude. Go, please, like seriously, fact check what you're saying and go look up the statistics about who's actually committing the crimes, how many are committing the crimes. You're wrong, dude. They're not all coming over here and killing and raping people. It's just not reality, dude. And trafficking drugs. That's a stereotype. That's what that is. That's a total stereotype that you're falling for. Not saying you in general. I'm just saying people in general. The ballroom money is doubled, and no, not all paid by private donors. No, of course not. I didn't like Trump in 2016, to be honest with you, because of the way he was going about his campaign. Like, I just felt like, dude, I don't know. Our president should have a certain amount of decorum. And to be honest, in 2016, I really was, my mom was sick that year and dying. I didn't pay attention to the fucking election. I really didn't. I really didn't fucking pay attention, that closely. But I've been starting to pay attention in the last couple of years, like really pay attention to things. And I listen to both sides because I know it's never good to get all your information from one side, right? But like I'm really starting to see things for myself now and form my own educated opinion because like I didn't vote for years because I wasn't educated on the topic. So I'm not gonna go and vote. And I didn't care for the candidates, but I really wasn't educated on anything. I really didn't fucking follow this shit. Prior to that, most of my education about politics honestly came from listening to my mom and my brother argue because my mom was a hardcore conservative, right? And my brother was a hardcore Democrat. So I always had both sides in my household and I was able to make informed decisions. But on my own, I really didn't think I had like the mental capacity to follow this shit. Now I am, the last like year or so I've been following, I've been trying to like keep up with this kind of stuff because I'm realizing how important it is. And I'm like, okay, now I'm making more informed decisions, listening to everything and making informed decisions. And I have my own feelings. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I don't identify with either side of the aisle, but I'm just a person I can see things from both sides. You know what I'm saying? So like I see things from both sides. Do I probably lean a little bit more on the Democrat side? Probably. I probably do, but like and agree with that more, but I don't label myself as anything because I'm just not one of those people like I don't have to have a label. I just have beliefs, dude. You know? So most of my beliefs, yes, align with a certain side, but I'm not that. That's not me because there's other beliefs that I don't agree with. There's a lot of other things I don't agree with that I feel like, okay, there's certain topics that I could agree with the other side with. So it just depends. But I'm just going to say that the MAGA thing is a cult of personality. Look it up. Okay. That's really what it turned into. People were sold the dream. A lot of them are waking up, which I'm thankful for. But I'm also like, dude, really? How did you not see this shit coming from like a million miles away? And I think it's good that a lot of the people that are waking up are like the more strong voices that like helped get this asshole, elected. And although I'm still angry at those people, they're at least waking up now. Better late than never, I guess, in a sense. and hopefully things will change. You know, it sucks that we have to go through another 3 years with our fucking ass cheeks clenched, but it is what it is. Hmm. Yeah, Lisa, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. I don't think the midterms are going to go very well. And I don't. I think more and more people are coming out of the brainwashing. I think this Epstein thing, if you're not paying attention to this, dude, I really implore you to pay attention, because, like, something ain't right here, dude. With this whole Epstein thing with this guy. If you go back and you go back to his campaign, okay, and all the people that he had surrounding him, it was like, yeah, we need full transparency on this Epstein thing. And then all of a sudden, when it came to that time, our president, who ran a lot of his campaign on that and had a lot of his people talking about it, right? Pam Bondi, it's on my desk. Let me hand out fake fucking, things to people, these fake binders, whatever. Dude, all of a sudden, a reporter asks about it, and he's like, Epstein, why are we talking about this guy? Why, dude? Because why are women being trafficked? Why are children, I'm sorry, not women, because that would insinuate that they're fucking of age to give consent, children being trafficked by millionaires? What's going on? We know that this guy had all these connections to all these other powerful, people, okay? Whether it was Bill Gates, whether it was Bill Clinton, fuck Bill Clinton. Like, people are like, oh, why do you want to go after Trump? Dude, if Bill Clinton fucked around with little girls, fuck that guy too. Go fucking, what I think they should do is they should take Epstein Island, and they should just put all the fucking nasty pedophiles on that island, castrate them all, and let them have a fucking field day on the island by themselves. Let them kill each other on the island. Fuck all of those people. I don't care who you are. I don't care what side you're on. If you fucked with little girls, you're a piece of shit and you deserve whatever happens to you. Expose them all is my theory. Okay. So I don't care. But if Trump's in there, if our president's in there, we need to know about that. It's kind of important. Just like we need to know what's going on with his health. Why are you getting MRIs? Why are you getting fucking tests to, these like tests that you take when you have like fucking Alzheimer's or something? Why are you getting these tests done, and why are you not being honest about it? You don't know why you had an MRI? Said no one ever. Who goes to the doctor and doesn't know why they have an MRI? If he doesn't know why he had an MRI, do you not find a problem with that? Because no, you don't need to tell me about your health information. But the guy that's running the country that I hired, not me personally, but I'm saying that we elected to hire, we hired him, okay? He needs to know, we need to know what his health is like, yes, because he's making very serious decisions with my fucking life, with all of our life. So yeah, we kind of need to know what the fuck is going on. So how do you not know what you got a fucking MRI of, dude? Seriously, because that right there in and of itself concerns me. That shows there's a lack of something going on mentally, that you don't even know why you got an MRI. Dude, when you go to the doctor, they give you like a thing to tell you what you need an MRI of. So like, how did you not know? There's a certain part of your body that they're going to be focused on in the machine. So you don't know why you went to get an MRI? That just doesn't, that's bullshit, dude. And then you're being given these tests like, oh, I had to point out a giraffe. Dude, that sounds like something they would give to a 3-year-old. That's concerning to me. And like, why are we all just like okay with this? I'm not, but I'm saying like these people, they're just like ignoring it. You'll never hear any of these people that support him talking about this shit. What are you going to tell me? He doesn't owe us an explanation. The guy's fucking 80, almost 80 years old. He does. I'm sorry he does. And so did Joe Biden. I'm not, that guy too. But I'll tell you right now, after surviving cancer, he's a lot more fucking together. Yeah, he talks with a stutter. He always did. And yeah, he bumped into things. Go watch your boy, okay? Because he's like looking a little fucking messy lately. The guy's falling asleep in fucking meetings. He's up all night tweeting crazy shit. What he said about Rob Reiner's family was fucking gross, dude. Disgusting. Oh, you got MAGA syndrome, whatever the fuck it is. Trump derangement. Really, bro? What the fuck? Who says that? Why are we accepting this as normal behavior from a president, dude? It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, if you can't see that, if you go to unsubscribe from my channel, go ahead. I don't care, but like, dude, seriously, I'm just asking before you unsubscribe, or just, you can unsubscribe. After you unsubscribe, go fucking look this shit up, bro. Seriously, go do your homework. Go fact check. Go watch this shit, because I'm not making it up, dude. I watch clips. I watch this shit. So like, this is real. This is really happening, and I feel like people really need to start paying attention, because there's a lot of shit that just ain't adding up. especially when it comes to Epstein. Did I mention Epstein? You hire thousands of people to redact your name out of the files. We all know you were friends with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Where's the transparency, dude? Mm-mm. And then you start thinking about things and you're like, yo, dude, why was this guy who was really good friends with this now known, right, trafficker of young girls, why was he fucking running Miss America beauty pageants? Go watch the clip of him telling Howard Stern, okay? I can walk in the dressing rooms, I own the pageant. It's fucking weird, dude. The guy's like bragging about looking at like little girls. Why the fuck we didn't think this shit was weird in the 90s? I don't know. But like, it's weird, dude. It's fucking weird. Listen to the shit he says about his own daughter. That shit's fucking weird. It's scary. It's scary shit. The elites are the biggest deviants and weirdos. Yeah, they are. Scary, scary stuff that we're dealing with right now. And I hate talking political shit because I know it like divides people and I know it pisses people off. But like, honestly, like it's scary what's going on right now. It's scary. And people really need to start paying attention and waking up to this shit. I just ask that if like you're defending things, like go fact check what you're defending. Please. Yeah, everybody should be talking about this is right. It's not fucking, it's bad, dude. It's scary shit. And it's like, how do you turn a blind eye to that? I don't understand how you turn a blind eye to some of these things. Because I'm like, if it was any other president, what people were like, oh, Joe Biden sniffed a baby. He sniffs babies, right? Remember people making such a big deal about that shit? This guy's, grabbing women by the pussy. That's cool. That's fine with you, right? Sniffing babies is weird. But fucking grabbing women by the pussy is totally okay. It's locker room talk. No, it's not. It's not fucking okay. It wasn't okay back then, and it still isn't okay. They don't understand what that means, dude. That means that the guy is basically telling people, it's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, okay, because I'm powerful and I'm rich. That's what he's telling people, essentially. If that doesn't bother you, I don't know what to say. Because it should bother you. And then when you find out, well, shit, this guy was... How's this? Virginia Giuffre, one of the biggest Epstein victims out there, right? Oh my God, she was taken from Trump's Mar-a-Lago, right? And he got mad. This is an admission of guilt. Think about this. He got mad, and his words, these are his words, okay, that I'm repeating right now. He got mad at Jeffrey Epstein because he stole her as if he owned this young 16-year-old girl who was working in a very inappropriate job for her age, right? From his, spa, wherever the fuck she was working. Why was a 16-year-old girl working at a fucking spa that adults are at anyway? These old creepy men. But like, all right, fine. I could look past that. Kids need to work too, but he stole her? That right there just shows that you knew what was going on. What do you mean he stole her? What do you think he was taking her for? Because he didn't have a company that he was hiring her for. He wasn't going to employ her. He wasn't stealing her to employ her somewhere, except to be his personal, masseuse and sex slave. But like, where else did you think he was? What do you mean he was stealing her? You didn't own her to begin with. She was an employee of yours. But she was a 16-year-old girl. And I'm sorry, how do you even know who the fuck she was at 16? That's the other part that should bother people. Because like, dude, this guy, right, employs all these people. Do you really think he knew like the little girl that was handing out towels in the spa? Why do you even know who the fuck she is? Donald Trump isn't hiring these people. Since when does like a big CEO like that of a company pay attention to little 16-year-old fucking employees? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you even know that she worked for you is my question. Why were you paying so much attention to her that you knew that she got stolen like you owned her? Like, it's fucking weird, dude. Fucking weird shit. Laura wants her pussy grab. She probably needs it. So it's like, dude, is that an admission of guilt that you knew what he was doing at the time? Because if you did, and that's why you got mad at him, then that tells me that you knew what he was doing the whole time. So you could sit here as much as you want now and pretend that you didn't know what was going on, but you did. And that's problematic. Problematic. The other problem, which we haven't gotten into, is like, I don't give a shit that Jeffrey Epstein's dead, but like, dude, what happened in the jail? You know what I'm saying? The guy killed himself? Is that, I don't know. Something ain't right with that either. And now his brother is coming out and saying that, this is coming out in these files that like he immediately thought Trump had something to do with his murder, with his death. I mean, come on, dude. This guy is a con man. Always has been, always will be. Con man. He's not a president. I'm sorry. He's just not. You want to go on The Apprentice and fucking play your little games and sit in your fake boardroom. Okay, that's not even your boardroom because you were on the fucking verge of bankruptcy before you went on The Apprentice. Fine. Go sniff your Adderall in your fake little fucking boardroom and play your little you're fired games. But running a country, sorry, you're fired. You should be, at least. You should be. And Giselle, right? That's another thing. She's in prison with a puppy. What? Shit. Let's go back to the immigrants. Okay. Again, these people who simply crossed the border. These people that simply crossed the border, came over here and are working. Okay, they're not paying taxes. Fine. Okay. They're still helping in our economy because they're still here spending money, right? They have to live. So they still have to pay rent and they're still somehow contributing to the economy, just not in the same way. Okay, I understand that's not right. But they're being stuffed in these overcrowded prisons with dirty water. They don't even have a fucking place to lay their heads down. And Giselle fucking Maxwell, whatever the fuck her name is, Ghislaine Maxwell. Why did I say Giselle? Ghislaine Maxwell, who was helping this man traffic young girls. And, she was, to me, I'm sorry, she's almost worse than him because, like, she's a woman herself. She's coaxing these women and brainwashing them and gaining their trust. She's the manipulator, dude. She's the fucking manipulator, okay? She's the one who is getting these girls for him, which I'm like, how the fuck do you ever become okay with that shit? But okay. You know what I'm saying? She's not a victim to me. She's a fucking perpetrator. She's probably the worst of the worst because she was the one pulling these girls in, promising them all these things. Oh, we'll get you a job. We'll send you to school. We'll do this. You just got to suck this old man's dick. That's all. I'm sorry. I would have been like, no, sorry. I got to go. I don't care. But then again, I wasn't in like a hard up situation. So I don't know how I would have felt. I might have been like, if I was starving and I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, I might have to do what I got to do, But anyway, my whole point is she's in prison. She gets moved to a prison that she's not supposed to be in right now, which is very odd, right? Because we never got an explanation of why this happened. So she got moved into this nice, cushy, minimum security prison. She's got a puppy. And, she's just living the life in prison right now. And it's like, what? And these people who just crossed the border, came over here to work, they're being treated like literal worse than animals, okay, in like a slaughterhouse. And we're treating this fucking piece of shit. Why? Because she has money? We're treating her. She's got a puppy. She's got a fucking puppy, dude. Come on. She's in a prison that she's not supposed to be in. There's no other people that are with her charges in that prison. It's a very, like, the most minimal security prison that you could be in, right? She should not be in there. Those types of people shouldn't be in that prison. So we're gonna put what Trump does on all the USA. Yeah, I didn't vote for him. Don't put that on me. Please. I did not vote for that motherfucker. I denounce that motherfucker. I do not claim that motherfucker as my president. And you know what? I used to hate when people said that. When people used to be like, he's not my president. But like, no, he's not my president because I didn't vote for him. That I would not have chose this for our country. I didn't. I went out and voted. I didn't choose this for my country. And like, don't get me wrong. I don't really even think Kamala was the best choice for our country. but like anything at this point was better than him. I think Democrats got to get their shit together and find a better candidate at this point in time. And by the way, I was like, yeah, maybe Gavin Newsom. Nah, fucking go look what he's doing lately. He's fucking giving in to these rich, powerful people who are no good. So, we need somebody totally, totally, totally different. And I like Gavin Newsom, but I don't know if he's the guy right now. I don't know. After what I just heard, I don't know if he's the guy. I don't remember exactly like what it was, who exactly it was. So I don't want to like say it wrong and give misinformation. But yeah. Bad. You know what? I liked Obama, but I didn't love him because like I felt like our economy wasn't doing that great when he was the president. I remember certain things. But I also understand, like, a lot of people are like, oh, the president, Biden fucked up the economy. No, he didn't, dude. Manufacturing went down after COVID. COVID fucked our economy up initially. Trump is now fucking it up for sure. Worse because of all these tariffs and everything that we're paying for, by the way. We're 100% paying for. I mean, that's definitely doing more damage to the country than anything. That the trade wars and all this other shit with these countries, that's hurting us financially, and that's hurting our economy right now. And taking all these people off of fucking their assistance and all this other shit, he's fucking the economy up 100% because of the things that he's doing. But Joe Biden, when he got into office, and again, I'm not like his biggest defender because I wasn't a great fan of his either. I feel like he inherited a bad economy because of COVID. That's why everything went up, dude. Supply and demand. It's like, basic economics here, folks. But yeah, Newsom's a good looking guy, but I just watched a video, and like I know the girls that are in, my little group, I'll send it to you guys and you guys tell me what you think. The video I watched the other day about him. But like, dude, that's probably what I've been watching 90% of the time lately is, political videos, which is like crazy because I was always like that person that was like politics. I don't want to talk about it. But I'm like, dude, like I'm serious. What is going on in this world right now? It's fucking scary. It's very scary. Yeah, you're 100% right, Beavers. He should have bowed out, took the high road, and he should have never did that first debate. You know what I'm saying? No. I like Newsom too. I definitely like that he was trolling Trump. Like that shit was funny as fuck. But I wish I remembered it. I never got back on my computer like I said I was gonna, but I wish I remembered the video. If you watch the show, it's called Secular Talk. I really like him, Kyle Kulinski, I think his name is. He's pretty entertaining. He's like, I don't know, he's like a couple years. Him and his wife do a show. She's like my age. He's actually younger than her by a lot. He's a millennial. But there's other people that I watch that are like older people. Because I saw comments a while ago. They're like, Mega Monster watches all her political stuff on TikTok. I'm like, first of all, I don't even fucking go on TikTok like at all. But like most of the people that I watch, like that I don't watch they were saying I watch like Gen Z like political commentary, and I'm like on TikTok. I'm like, I don't even fucking go on TikTok, but I don't really, not that, no disrespect to Gen Z, because there is a few, people that I do listen to, but they're not like my main source, and by any stretch of the imagination, most of the people I listen to are, older, probably Gen Xers. But I do listen to both sides of things. Like I do listen to like commentators from both sides. I'm not, the news I just kind of gave up on because I feel like it got so divisive at this point in time. Like Fox News is just so fucking one way. It's like extremist. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like you got like when it comes to political stuff, listening to commentators, the political commentators on that are independent is much better, but like the people that I really get most of my information from are mostly like fucking, I'm gonna say older than me or around the same age as me, but probably mostly older. The people that I really listen to and whose opinions matter more to me, like the Gen Zers. I'm glad that there's a lot of voices for the Gen Z generation and the young millennials, but I feel like I'm sorry, with, knowledge comes with your, experiences in life and your age and everything. So I was laughing when I read that because I was like, well, dude, you really don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But like, I don't just watch people who just sit there and talk shit. Like, these people prove what they're saying. It's not just like, oh, I hate Trump and that's all I'm watching, because that is a lot of the stuff you will see when you watch some of these MAGA people. Like, what's that guy's name? Oh, I can't stand him. Benny Johnson, or fucking what's his face? I fucking hate that motherfucker too. God, the Jewish guy. What the fuck is his name? Which is another weird thing when it comes to Erica Kirk, because she's letting him in. Ben Shapiro, fuck that guy. I always hated him. And then there's this girl I used to do, and Tommy Lauren. Oh, I hate her too. But there was this guy but I'll listen to her shit. I'll actually listen to her. Like, I will. I'll listen to her. I can't stand her, but I'll listen to her because I'm like, I want to hear everybody's perspective, because like, really feel like you don't get an informed decision if you don't listen to people. But I refuse to listen to fucking what's his face. Like, I'll tolerate Candace Owens and shit. She's really not doing political stuff anymore, but I'll tolerate her because I feel like she's robotic and shit. I feel like she kind of has no soul, but I'll tolerate her. But there's just some people like I can't tolerate at all, at all. Ugh. Yeah, Tommy Lauren's fucking annoying. She got destroyed. So if you look up Tommy Lauren and Crystal Ball, her name is, like, literally like Crystal but with a K, and watch their fucking debate. Like, Crystal fucking Ball destroys her. Like, destroys her. Fucking destroys her. It's really good. But I feel like listening to that, like, I wish there was more discussions like that where people from both sides are talking to each other, because, like, to me, it shouldn't be a left versus right thing at this point in time. It's an American people thing. Right now, what we're in the fucking middle class versus the fucking rich oligarchs. That's what's going on right now. We need to fucking take back America, dude. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And right now, it's an it's an us versus them thing. It is. And people need to start waking up, and a lot of people are, but like, that's what people need to realize right now. It's a rich people. These rich people should not be getting away with this shit. These Epstein fuckers, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be getting away with this shit just because they have fucking money. Their interests are no better than ours. We're hiring them to fucking protect us and our interests and spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, fucked up shit, dude. But I think it's in a very, very, if there's any time in our lives right now where it is important to vote and pay attention to this shit, it's right now. Pay attention. Honestly, open your eyes to what's going on around you. Arctic polar bears. You destroyed your land. You killed absolutely. What are you talking about, Animal? Who are you talking to, dolls? Listen, the majority of people that are left in this chat right now, because clearly I probably like pissed off all the Trump people at this point. They're like, fuck you, Liana, and I'm subscribing, and that's cool. I don't give a fuck. You can unsubscribe from me all day if you don't like it. I mean, I could still be friends with people. Dude, trust me, if I didn't tolerate people that support Trump, I'd probably have no friends in my real life. I live in a fucking completely Trump fucking paradise over here. Every one of my friends supports Trump. The majority, I'm going to say, of my real life friends and family support Trump. I'm the outcast here. And, I tolerate people. I let everybody know I dislike him, but I don't usually typically get into political arguments with people because I don't want to fight with people about it. If you believe what you believe, I totally respect that. You know what I'm saying? But I do say, like, you really do have to pay attention and, like, fact check things. Don't just take one side's story and run with it. You have to listen to both sides. And I feel like that's, like, so important for our country to start, stop with the, like, let's blame this person, that person thing, and, like, start fucking talking about these things and, like, meeting somewhere at least in the middle, you know? I don't know. I know dreams, right? Like, I feel like it's been divided. Like, some people I'm friends with, they have no fucking tolerance for people if they support, Trump, and I get it, but, like, I'm never, like, the type of person that's, like, been Hello? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Why is there two of me? Oh, my God. I don't know why there's two of me with the same name. That's really fucking weird. I was getting a phone call, but I gotta get off here in a second anyway. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like we really do need to start, tolerating each other a little more because, like, a civil war is not going to do us any good, right? So we got to start, working together to fucking solve the problems. So, that's just how I feel. You have to let your guard down and listen and hear other people out in order for progress to be made. If you're so far extreme on either side, like, oh, I fucking hate you, and you don't want to, you're part of the problem then, like, in my eyes, you know? So, anyway, all right, I'm going to hop off of here because I got to I know my phone just gonna keep ringing because the family. But it was a pleasure talking to you guys. I just want to again, if you guys are listening to this on the replay, I'm sure you heard. Go back in the chat, please. If you can help Tiffany out. And again, I just my condolences and sorrow to her and her family. And I am praying for her to strength through this time, dude. Really, I mean, what a sad unimaginable, thing. But